and we ain't never got to box again. Well,
right.
well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Yeah, you know the deal. We back again. Yo. A round of applause for Jersey's finest. A lot of content creators not worthy, but they minus. They get offended and start singing like the whiners. Talking like they tough, but it's only screaming and whining. My homie JusDueBoxing is the catch you don't come to. Your squad get run through. By the time you come to, you duck food. You suckers talk tough on the internet, revealing all your threats. Now we got you trapped in the net. JusDueBoxing be on this grind, y'all better hustle up. You deadlifted 90 pounds, we doing muscle ups. There's really no comparison. His voice sound like a derringer. Throwing a towel, it's just embarrassing. My dog Just very philosophical and psychological, and he mixed it all with good boxing news. These YouTubers feel like Bishop, I guess they got the juice, but it's lonely at the top to Just to feel like child abuse. Be respectful, he don't wanna talk wild and loose. If you can't relate, you get dismissed like a mild dispute. These weird cats will tell lies that they hide the truth. Why beyond views? You lose your life when you collide with dude. It's JusDueBoxing. All you cowards quit jocking. Kirk is official with no other options.
Hey, that boy said, church chicken, church chicken, church chicken. You know I like them legs and you know that I like the thigh. You know I like that okra, you know that I like it fried. You know I like the bomb with them butter bits on the side. You know that boy said, you know I like them legs and you know that I like them thigh. You know I like that okra, you know that I like it fried. You know I like them bomb.
What is good? What's good with the fam? Good Tuesday. Good Tuesday to the people. We back to Good Boxing. It's JusDueBoxing. You know, 4 o'clock is our time. This is when we take over the airwaves. Y'all catch this on the playback. Sub to the channel. Smash the like button. Make sure y'all smash the like button and sub to the channel. Drop a comment. Come holla at your boy. But we gonna get to it. We got a few things we gonna chop it up on, man. Teofimo talking reckless again. Teo talking reckless. Loma talking reckless. The Roly era is threatening to be over. It's a lot going on. Boxing matchups. D-Free, what's good, my bro? Godself, what's good with it, family? How you feeling? Kurt, my bro, what's good with it? How you feeling? Miss Joette, salute to the queen. How you feeling today? Appreciate you stopping through. Mike Biggs, boxing, my bro. What's good with it? How you feeling? Shower Allah, salute to the queen. Always showing loves. How you feeling? Tay D, what's good, bro? J1 Crowder. Yeah. Oh, yes. You man. That's why I rock with Tay D, because your head be right where mine's is at, bro. Man, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Just think, the same guy. Wait till y'all hear this dude, because y'all know I'm going to play it. Y'all know I got to play the sound bite. Who's that, Bo Mac? Nah. What's good with it, Mike? How you feeling, my bro? Appreciate you stopping through. Case of Void, what's good with it, Devin, man? Y'all know I always got something silly for y'all. A little something. Jim, my bro, what's good with it? Good to see the family in the building. How you feeling, Jim? Flossy Sports TV, what's good, my bro? How you feeling, man? Yeah, that y'all could thank 817 for that one. That was 817 doing that. Salute to my bro Orlando. What's good with Orlando? How you feeling, bro? Salute to all y'all. How y'all feeling, man? Hope everybody feeling good on this good Tuesday. Hope y'all ready to talk a little bit of boxing, man. We're going to get into a few things, man. Your boy Teofimo, he been talking careless, reckless, a little bit of everything. Bad boy, what's good with it, yo? How you feeling? Edgar Chavez, what's good with it? Jersey in the building. That was good with my bro. He was swinging the bang. I always slide one, and that was 817 doing right there. He sent that one to me, so I said I'll use it. You know what I mean? My boy Squid, he been kicking up, man. You know, he been busy. So, you know, I've been looking for new talent, you know what I'm saying? So bro came with it, you know what I'm saying? But nah, salute to everybody, man. How y'all feeling today, man? How's everybody feeling? Y'all already know we gonna get into it because y'all smash the like button for your boy. As y'all roll on in, man. Y'all roll on in, smash that like button for you, bro. But we gonna talk about this, man. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. We gonna talk about Teofimo. We gonna get right to it, man. Gonna get right to Teo. Oh yeah, that's to get right to him. Hold on. Ashley's Corner, what's good, cuzzo? How you feeling? Appreciate you stopping through. Yeah, we got to cook on Teofimo. And mind you, this is the same guy. I wish I had all the interviews, but we gonna get to it, man. Let's hear what Teofimo had to say. He went on Punch Drunk. Salute the Punch Drunk. He seems to be close with Teo. He always doing interviews with him. Man, he do good work, but the thing is, man, it's a fine line when you start establishing and building relationships with fighters. I feel like, especially when you older than them, you have a somewhat of a responsibility to let them know when they wilding. You get what I'm saying? To kind of let them know when they out of pocket. That's just my take. Because if you constantly willing to come to my platform and build with me, then we building a rapport. So if you saying something that's out of pocket or I sound a little crazy, I'm not going to be doubling down and you know, kind of encouraging the behavior and some of the things he was saying. Now, again, this is the hurt business, and you know, fighters lose their life in the ring all the time. That's why he should have been a lot more careful and selective with his choice of words. But nah, he doubled down. He said what he said. He feel how he feel. I mean, he gonna have to stand on this, man. He gonna have to stand on this. Yeah, I got you, TD. You already know. I try to, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it on TL, but you know, I try to say it in a responsible manner. Like, we can't be backing BS. You can't be condoning nonsense. Now, hold on, real quick, man. While we on it, man. Real quick. I gotta point out this double standard real quick, man. Hold on.
Radio Raheem here with the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder. This was
Dr. Mark, salute to the OG flawless mentality. How you feeling, Dr. Mark? Appreciate you stopping through. Is a love dog. Is a live dog, and you agree Josh Taylor's hell overrated because he's British. Tio is definitely a live dog. I agree with that. I don't think he's gonna go easy, but I think his mental and I think his lack of help in the corner when the fight get rough, I don't trust it. I don't trust his mental, and I don't trust Teofimo Lopez Sr. When the fight gets tough. I don't think that he'll have the necessary in-fight instruction to get Teofimo to a victory. I really don't. I think when the moments get tough, when that fight get tough, and I think it will be moments when the fight get tough, I think he's gonna look to his father for instructions. And I think it's going to be similar to the Kambosos fight. He's just not going to have the answer. So those are two things that I give a lot of value to. You know what I mean? The corner in a fighter's mental state. And if you're not in touch with reality, if I feel like you out of touch with reality and you don't really know where you stand as a fighter, it's hard for me to bet on you. And then I've been seeing you look shaky in your performances, and then you continue to talk as if you the best thing at 140, and you're a struggling fighter at right now. You still looking for your groove back. You get what I'm saying? You winning, but you ain't impressing. You know what I'm saying? You getting the wins, but you're not impressing. Right. Ricky Williams, salute to my bro. How you feeling, man? Appreciate you. Yeah, man. I think so too, Rick. I think he a live dog. I think he gonna make it a good fight, but I think he gonna get beat up. So salute to everybody in the building. Y'all smash the like button. But let me play this clip because I want to point out the double standards, man. Now, again, some people may call this out, but a lot of people not. That's why I'm pointing it out. Remember this? Y'all remember this?
Intense press conference, man. A little bit more than expected.
Mill City Boxing.
The big moment, though, was when he looked over at you and said, "Do you fear for my life?" You said that you do, and he said he didn't fear for yours. Is this fight really on that level? I mean, this is the level of this fight. This is the funeral right here.
Who safe travels, Brody, on the road.
This fight right here, I will get a body on my record.
You feel me, Rick? You know what I'm saying? Mr. Do I still got it, though? That's the guy. That's the guy that was just questioning himself right after a win in the ring after they told him he won. He wanted to know immediately, do he still got it? That's the guy. He's one fight removed from that type of thought, that train of thought. You get what I'm saying? I just can't. I can't bet on that guy. And even though I ain't betting, I can't feel as confident with him as I can with Josh Taylor. You get what I'm saying? He look even more shaky. And I think Josh Taylor going to be locked in and focused for this fight. So I don't think he going, you get what I'm saying? I think he going to handle business, man. But salute to everybody. Y'all smash the like button. But do y'all remember this?
Get a body on my record. I've been wanting one for a long time now anyway. And what better opponent to do it with? So much pain, so much frustration, so much things that have been going on in my career. I want a body. I want a body, and he going to be the body. That's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, man. Are you sure we're talking about lethal, like a death certificate in the ring? We get paid for this. This is what we do. We get paid for this. We sign up for this. So whatever happened in the ring happens. He say he going to kill me, and I say I'm going to kill him. So may the best man win on the killing. And I guarantee you it's going to be me. We done heard him before. We done heard what he...
Now, I'm just making a point. Now, when he said what he said, you see how they set the table for it. Oh, it's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way. He talking about within the realm of boxing. He trying to hurt something. You get what I'm saying? Hey, ain't that what they get paid for? But people made a big deal out of this. Remember? I know y'all remember. Remember everybody making a big deal out of that?
People, and nothing was fulfilled. But
you
done heard every word that I said. You done heard.
They ain't like when Wilder was talking like that, right? They ain't like when Wilder was talking like that. Cool.
May is holiday sales.
Cool. They ain't like that. They ain't like that from Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like that when he was talking like that. But let's see what this guy has to say.
You got a lot of supporters. You got a lot of supporters. Yeah, you got a lot of naysayers, a lot of hecklers, a lot of haters, but a lot of supporters and people that love you and appreciate you. They appreciate your words when you stand up and stand on your words. You
By the way, y'all, this is an interview done with Punch Drunk. I just don't want to screen share it because I don't want to put it up on my screen. But I'm going to play the audio of it and let y'all hear it. Yes, sir. We got it, man. I'm gonna drop the link to it in a second. I think Wilder's at fault for taking different because Wilder sounds believable. Right. They like, man, they like, you know what I'm saying, Ash? They like, nah, a dude punching that hard, you talking about body and somebody? You know what I'm saying? But they had a big issue with that. They made they made an issue about it. Oh man, Wilder's talking about killing somebody. Did you hear what he said? Yeah, we heard what he said. But did you hear what Teofimo said? And do y'all, everybody that had an issue with Wilder, do y'all all have an issue with Teofimo? Because let's hear what he had to say.
You know, do you apologize for anything you say just so you could take, you know, you could say it right here. Do you apologize? Because you're an apologetic person. Look,
listen to how they try to set it up. I mean, if you're how you gonna say he's an apologetic person, but you setting the table because you know he's not apologetic for what he said. So it's like you kind of try to shoot him some bail right there. In a way, he didn't catch it. He didn't catch it. He was supposed to play that side. Yeah, you are an apologetic dude, but nope. He wanted to double down, Mr. You want to kill somebody and take somebody's life. Skills, Mr. New Orleans in the flesh, my bro. What's good with it, Brody? How you feeling? Zoom, what's good with it? Peace and blessings to you, bro. Yeah, Joshua, man. Safe travels, Queen. Let's get into this, man.
Respect that, but do you apologize for anything you ever said?
Right, Miv.
Wouldn't be Teofimo if I did apologize. I don't apologize to any of the stuff that I say. If you take it wrong, then that's on you.
It's not taking
I never
it wrong.
take it to that extreme. I don't. I know my place.
Imagine saying not taking something to the extreme and people taking your words wrong, and then get right into talking about killing somebody. Just you can't this dude, yo, ain't no way I'm betting on him. He all over, yo, I don't even know what he talking about. This is the same dude that whined when Regis said he was gonna put him in the hospital. I just want to put that out there. This is the same guy. This is the same dude that act like he wanted to cry. Regis said the hospital, but he talking about a full-blown casket. He talking about taking a life. Like, hey, this is what happens. Like, wait till y'all hear this.
Brothers, and trust me, sisters. I know my place. I just
don't know his place. You obviously don't.
Speak a certain kind of way strategically on one specific thing. But others will turn my words and switch it around and do what they got to do to play with it.
We're not switching your words around.
That more than they do my own fight right now. Am I sorry? No, I'm not sorry. You know what?
Thrill Hill, salute,
I just speak on what it is. No one's sorry for me. When I was dying and I was in the ICU after my fight, no one said, Teofimo, wish you well, hope you're good. No one wrote to me.
Listen to him.
Sorry for me. When I was dying and I was in the ICU after my fight, no one said, Teofimo, wish you well, hope you're good. No one wrote to me. This is kill or be killed sport. I mean, someone just passed away May 6th. 22 years old, just passed away.
That's wild.
And I said it like it is. I want to kill Josh Taylor. What the fuck does that mean? People are like, well, let's get back to boxing. I'm like, that is boxing.
Okay, let's hear it again.
22 years old, just passed away. And I said it like it is.
How do you set the table by saying you're not he told you you're an apologetic dude. You just say you're not apologetic. Then you set the table for how people lose their life in the sport. You're talking about how somebody just lost their life. Then you get into doubling down how you want to take somebody's life. Do that sound like that makes sense? You a goofy dude, man. And again, I'm gonna say this. I'll take the bet. He's a young dude still trying to figure it out. I'm gonna give him a break, yo. But this is why I can't bet on him in this fight. Because his mental is not where I feel like a fighter should be. He going into this is going to be the biggest fight of his life, I believe, up to date. He's much bigger than a Lomachenko, and I don't think he's going to wait for 6 rounds to get started. It's going to be a tough fight for this dude. Victim mentality. I'm telling you, TD, Grease with Fire was good with it. Jose Diaz, salute, family. How you feeling, bro? Appreciate you pulling up. No one wrote to me. You heard him? No one wrote to me. You heard him? You hear me? This dude crazy, man. Now I want to say crazy. He's sensitive, but he's tough at the same time. I don't get it. D1, what's good with it, my bro? How you feeling, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Yeah, man. He gonna rearrange T.O.'s furniture. Easy work, right?
I want to kill Josh Taylor. What the fuck does that mean? People are like, well, let's get back to boxing. I'm like, that is boxing. This is what we sign up for. You're gonna probably lose your life. And what is
what's good with it, my bro? How you feeling?
I mean, if I'm a die in that ring, at least I died for some dignity and some integrity. I went out there like a warrior,
I'm gonna get it.
That we are.
He gonna get it. I just want to make sure I ain't going too. I ain't gonna make it personal on him. I'm gonna call it straight though. I got to get on him, bro. That's how we got here. I'm telling y'all, selling too much for this dude, man. Has no idea what he up against. Yeah, I'm telling you, Rick, man, it's gonna be a tough one, and I don't really think he get it. I don't think Josh Taylor overrated in the moment. I think Josh Taylor the guy to bet on. I think if you try to make some money.
I mean, that's what I know. It's what I signed up for. Boxing today is the gladiator days. Back then, out there like a warrior, like a champ that we are. I mean, that's what I know. It's what I signed up for. Boxing today is the gladiator days. Back then. Yep. A lot of people don't know that because they don't know boxing.
I think people want to be. I think people are trying to mind F themselves that this is not what it is. It is what it is. But people just like I gotta say that rest in peace to everybody that had passed away in the ring. Patrick Day,
man. Those are champions, man.
Exactly, but it is the nature of the sport. You know what I'm saying? So people shouldn't be mad at what you're saying. Is that it's just too real.
22 salute fan, appreciate
it's
you.
It's like they don't.
That's possible. It's possible for the speed to be troublesome, but I think Josh Taylor timing will offset Teofimo's speed. Respectfully, I do. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think his Josh Taylor's timing gonna offset the speed of Teofimo, and some of that athleticism, some of that stuff he do is a lot of bluffing and it's ineffective, and I don't think it's gonna work against a guy that's as schooled as Josh Taylor is.
They don't want to think it
everybody in the building. Y'all smashed the like button for you, bro, man.
It's worse than NFL, basketball, all that stuff behind. I mean, what? They get concussions in the
right.
NFL, and then they get the what is it, CTE and all that.
Be in boxing news. Salute, family. How you feeling, bro? Appreciate you stopping through, man. Great work, by the way, man. Y'all go check out Be in Boxing News if y'all haven't. Salute to everybody in the building. But look, man, I got another interview where this dude, he's saying he signed up. This is what he signed up for, like to die, basically. This is what he's saying. But this is the same dude that got emotional and sensitive when again, Regis Prograis said he was going to put him in a hospital. Then he said, you know, like, he put his life on the line for what? For the fans? No, like, so you were basically saying you're not willing to die for it. Now today you're saying you're willing to die for it. You're not a guy that's in touch with reality, and because of that, you're not where you need to be. You're mentally out of touch. Your pops is inexperienced. When the fight get rough, you're gonna see the moment's gonna get tough for you in there, and he's not gonna have the instruction needed for you to get your way out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? I think highly of the corner, man. So if your corner is ineffective, man, it's gonna be tough to see you win. How? And you mentally ain't where you ain't right, bro. You ain't right. You out here talking about killing somebody, and you just was whining about somebody saying it was gonna hospitalize you, dude. Like I just can't. You can't make this up, bro. All facts. Time and beat speed, man. Teal sucker for a check hook with all that leaping and jumping in, Rick. All that jumping in he be doing. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna be. I'm telling. He gonna beat him up, man. He gonna beat him up. This fight strategically maneuver. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. Josh fight like a vet. Yeah, Teal will be green to the tricky and dirty stuff that Josh does. Right. Salute to you, BNB, man. Great news, man. Appreciate you as always, bro. Another dope content creator out there, Teal Speed. I think Teal still from back then. Yeah, he just look questionable to me, y'all. He look questionable. I'm telling you facts, Kurt. They ain't right, bro. They ain't right. Right, D1.
Boxing don't know. We get blood trauma, we go to comas, and then we probably either come back as a vegetable or we die.
He's never minding
You're
this.
so real about it, and you say the way that you say it, that other people.
I'm sorry, maybe it's my root of being in Brooklyn and being in New York.
Nah.
No, it's your root. It's your root. It's your root of contradicting yourself. It's your root of contradicting yourself. You didn't appreciate. You just got into how nobody wrote you and said anything to you when you was in the hospital about to die. Then you get into that same type of energy that you didn't appreciate that was shown towards you when you was in a predicament. I just don't understand it, bro. I'm rooting. I'm not rooting against him, but I'm not picking him to beat Josh Taylor. I'm standing on that. This dude say some wild stuff, some off the cuff stuff. His dad don't know how to reel him in. Even when his dad telling him to chill, he's still going off. That's not a good sign, bro. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. I'm telling you, all right, man, Josh Taylor might beat him up, yo. And it's going to be bad, yo. He going to really be questioning himself if he get beat up. Till feet comes off the mat. Sometimes at 100% as they do. Bad technique. And both feet will leave the ground. Both of them. 88 Sports Talk. What's good with it? How you feeling, Brody? Saying Josh going to put the finishing touches on him. I'm telling you, I think so too, bro. It's going to get bad. It's going to get bad. It's going to be bad, man. I'm telling you, it's going to get bad for him, y'all. It's going to get bad. And he talking like maybe it's the Brooklyn in me. Nah, you full of it, bro. You full of it. Facts. He full of it. I'm telling you, you trying to be somebody you not. I don't even believe him, yo. I don't even believe he talking like this. Lomachenko win is looking real suspect if you ask me. It is. It is. Oh, Rick, it said it. And that athleticism has been getting them by thus far. But I think the buck stops with Josh Taylor. It's not going to work the same way. VASYL Lomachenko being the Matrix didn't work against Dev. Him being all athletic, because he's a very athletic dude. But that's not going to be enough. He's going to have to put something together. And I just don't think him and his dad going to have it. I just don't think so. If it was life, he fights a great fighter. There's no way he beats Josh Taylor. I ain't picking him, D1. I can't. I say he a live dog. I'll give him that. I don't think he's going to go easy, but I just think Josh Taylor, especially once the fight wear on, you get to the back end of the fight, I think Josh Taylor might start to create that separation, man. You know what I mean? Maybe he make it close, but we going to see. We're going to see, man. But let's get to it.
Maybe we both New Yorkers. That's what
but I'm
nah, they ain't got nothing to do with being New Yorkers.
It's not that I'm being disrespectful. I am not. That's not who I am. I wouldn't be able to walk on this earth and be by myself, literally by myself, Punch, and get away with the things that I say. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't the way it is, you know, people don't understand because they're not behind the scenes. But let me clarify. I'm never alone. Never alone.
The dude just said he alone, then turned right around and said, let me clarify. I'm never alone. He double talking, man. This dude just be all over the place. I'm sorry. I can't rock with it, bro. He ain't winning. He not winning June 10th. No.
It may look that way, but because of my situation of security, it's a lot different than what people think. But other than that, man, listen, boxing is what it is. Boxing is that. You're gonna die. Maybe. You may die.
You may die. Listen to this dude.
But it's like, okay, so when I fought Loma, I took his heart.
You took Loma heart.
12th round. When I said, come on, he pulled back.
He pulled back in the 12th round. Okay.
Won the fight. With Taylor, he got no heart.
Hold on. Let me stop him. With Lomachenko, he took his heart. When you told him to come in the 12th round, he backed off. You know, with Josh Taylor, he has no heart. What are you talking about? Let me rewind. You got in there with Kambosos. He took your heart. He took your heart, your O, and your reputation. He took your belts, everything. Did you forget? How did you jump over all of that and get to Josh Taylor, bro? How did you forget all of that? How did you forget? You got in there with Kambosos talking that tough talk. You got dropped, beat up, got your belts took, your O took. You get what I'm saying? And you ain't been the same since. Now you talking about killing people after you just was being sensitive when the dude threatened to put you in the hospital because you be running your mouth too much, because you jumped in his comment section talking about you got to teach me how to be so slow. I remember I had the receipt. I had the little clip in my phone. You know what I'm saying? I had the little screenshot in my phone of him talking crazy to Regis. Then when Regis get on your bumper, you get sensitive. Now all of a sudden you fast forward. Now you're a killer. All right, Bishop. All right, Bishop. All right, now he Bishop. Today he Bishop, y'all. He trying to get the juice. He want to kill somebody now. This dude, nah, bro. Josh Taylor about to beat his ass, man. Yo, Josh Taylor about to beat him up, bro. He said he took Loma heart, bro. You ain't take no damn heart. You ain't take nothing from Loma, bro. You beat him. I give you that. But if Loma would have started earlier, that would have been a much different fight. That's all I'm saying, man. I'm gonna play the rest of this. I'm gonna drop the link. I see you, Mills.
I got no heart. So what can I really take from this man? His life.
I'm saying, Mel crying.
His life, and the only way I'm gonna make it your heart. Boom, won the fight. With Taylor, he got no heart. Taylor got no heart. So what can I really take from this man? His life.
See?
His life, and the only way I'm gonna make a statement is by doing that. I'm not sorry about that. Because how do I scare people more than ever? How do I put fear in everyone else's eyes? How do I put fear on fear's eyes? Take a man's life.
Ooh, man. I sincerely hope he didn't think he was being deep when he said that. You sound crazy. You sound wild, and your man not telling you how crazy you sound. He backing it. It's going to make it worse when you get beat up. You're not going to put no fear into nobody because you said all of a sudden you talking about killing somebody. Like I said, you was the same dude that got your ass beat by Kambosos. You got beat up by Kambosos. Then you try to get cute with Regis in his comment section. He threatened to hospitalize you. You got sensitive about that. Then he blamed. Then he said, I almost lost my life. I went to the hospital and I almost lost my life. He said, for what? The fans? No, it's not. It don't go like that. He blamed it on us. We ain't had nothing to do with what Kambosos and him had going on. We didn't throw, we as the fans, Teofimo, we didn't throw one single punch, but he was mad at us. Talking about for what? The fans. Now all of a sudden you fast forward to today. Screw that train of thought. He like, nah, I'm trying to kill people. Man, I don't believe you, bro. You This dude about to get his ass beat, yo. I'm sorry, bro. Cuz, what's good with it, Tito Jack? How you feeling, cuz? Appreciate you stopping through. What's good with it, guys? Not a black fighter too, so he can't use that excuse. Facts, he can't. Y'all let him keep that same energy. This dude, shout out, bro. Shout out. I'm telling you, he gonna be crying after the fight. Watch. All Taylor did, he was 30. He was 30. Watch, he was 30. You gonna hear? I can hear his father now. I can hear him now, y'all. I can hear him now. Let me drop the link, man. Let me drop the link for the fan in case anybody want to come chop it up. But
man, that's rough. But that's the nature of the sport.
More than ever. The only way I'm gonna make a statement is by doing that. I'm not sorry about that. Because how do I scare people more than ever? How do I put fear in everyone else's eyes? How do I put fear on fear's eyes?
Paul, what's good, Brody?
Take a man's life.
Take a man's life.
Ooh. Man, that's rough, but that's the nature of the sport.
If you have the part to be able to, then you do it. You do it. I mean, we're gonna fight anyways. I'm not fighting him as a businessman. No, I don't like nobody. I'm as tough and as mean as it gets when we're in that ring.
No, you're not.
As kind and as cuddly
as I am
outside the ring.
No, you are not.
You know,
no, you are not. Just think about it. He said he is as tough and as mean as they come when he inside the ring. Did he forget what Kambosos did to him? Did he forget how he looked against Sandor Martin? Did he forget? Now he's saying he's as soft and cuddly outside of the ring. So just think about the irony in that. He's outside the ring. He's saying that's where he's cuddly and soft, but that's where he's talking all this murder, kill stuff. But then inside the ring, you get what I'm saying? He the mean guy. This is the same dude that like Kambosos beat his ass like that. I like Teofimo, man, but I don't like his mentality. His skill set is cool, but I think he in trouble June 10th. And the biggest two factors for me is his mentality. I think he's a little bit all over the place. And I think when this fight get tough for him, how the Kambosos fight did, his dad ain't gonna have the instructions for him. I just don't believe in him as a trainer. No disrespect to him. I think they reached a nice level of success together as a team, but I think they kind of ran their course. And I don't say he should get rid of his dad. I think he should be willing to bring somebody else in outside of his dad that has knowledge that maybe his dad don't have. And that's no slight to his pops. It don't make you a lesser fighter to reach out to somebody to try to get better. And that's what I like about Devin Haney. He'll work with different people. He one of them guys that'll do that. He ain't the only fighter. It's a number of fighters that, they understand the value in searching for a trainer that just brings something different to the table. And if we being real, if you see Teofimo since the Kambosos fight, he hasn't looked the same and he's been shaky. You get what I'm saying? At best. And it's just like a matter of time to me. Like, I feel like those guys, Sandor Martin, I feel like that was damn near a loss for him. You know what I'm saying? And I think the fight with Josh Taylor just going to get tougher. And he just don't strike me as a guy that mentally has it where he needs to be successful. I think it's going to be tough on him. Joshua Cabrera, salute, fan. Appreciate you pulling up. Fate, what's good with it, my bro? Cecil, what's good with it, fan? Kirk Douglas, what's good with it, bro? Mill City, what's good with it? What you got on it, bro?
What's good? What's good, my man? Just do. I wanted to touch on that. Like, I feel like you 100% on what you said about, Bill Haney bringing in people for his son.
Right.
When I talked to Tio Sr. the other day, he mentioned to me, I don't know what y'all think. You could tell me if y'all think it's an excuse or not. Mm-hmm. But a lot of things happen outside the ring that a lot of these people don't understand. Right. I guess Teofimo right now is going through a divorce. He went, I guess his girlfriend kind of moved him outside of New York. And I guess his dad is saying to me that he started not loving the sport anymore. Like, he stopped watching film. He stopped doing a lot of other things that other coaches do, that if you are a head coach and you don't allow other coaches to come in, film study is the way to go. But what are y'all thinking that? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Teofimo is like 24, 25 years old, just hit the plateau. I do believe what you said, too. I think they hit the plateau already. But what do y'all think about as far as, dealing with the politics in boxing, dealing with the pressure online, not necessarily knowing how to speak due to the fact that, you're getting all this fame all at a young time? I like both. I love boxers, bro. Like, I'm not one of those that picks and chooses. I go off of, like, what the skill base is, and I'll be like, all right, I'll put my money on this one. But what do y'all think about as far as, being at that age, conquering what you have conquered, and still trying to just go off of high level. I mean, he went to 140. Pedro Campas, there ain't nobody to play with. Look what he did with Brandon Lee, straight war. You know, Sandor Martin, retired Mikey Garcia. I think he seeks for the highest opportunities in boxing, and I think we gotta salute that. But there's nothing I can say about what he says in the media, though. I'm not gonna front.
Right. I mean, nah, I get you. Real quick, Rick, what's good with it, man? What's good with it, my bro? You got something on it before I let my boy cook on it. What's good with it, bro? Chop, what's going on with it?
Love voice. What's good, man?
What's good, my bro?
Creasy bear. No,
talk to me.
Man, look, bro, this is all T.O.'s own doing, man.
Right.
The thing I hate about boxing fans is y'all act like y'all was bad history students, right? The truth of the matter is, T.O. did this to himself, right? Everybody wanted, and I'm tired of using this comparison, but the thing is everybody keep blaming the way boxing is on him, on Mayweather, when he did what he's supposed to do, right? Mayweather earned his status, right? T.O. tried to fuck Bob when he had no leverage.
Yes, he did.
Right? He had no leverage. So when y'all see Bob keep putting this dude in tough fight after tough fight after tough fight, it's a reason for that.
Right.
It's a reason for that. Y'all telling me the matchmaking capital of the world, Top Rank, who told y'all publicly, no NBF, no black fighters. Hey, we have matchmakers for a reason. And this man ain't had a cake fight since he fucked Bob.
Right.
Think about that.
Good point. I always said Bob gonna get his back. All that stuff you was talking heavy when you thought you had the bag and you thought you maneuvered your way out of dealing with him, and it backfired. And I think you make a good point.
Is that really fucking Bob though? If you really think about it, is that really fucking Bob? Because he went through a purse bid, went to Triller couldn't come through. Eddie Hearn, he picked up the slack. He did get paid double the amount of Bob was gonna pay him. He was not even getting $1 million to fight Lomachenko.
Triller didn't get nothing because the fight didn't happen on Triller, bro. What you talking about?
They was off.
If you listen closely, my brother, I said that Triller picked it up, and then Eddie Hearn picked it up after because he couldn't. Triller didn't. They were scared of the Mayweather fight on that weekend, so they didn't want to pick up the fight. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, but it kind of, I think it is weaseling it out. It's like because he made it all about money, and then you see the way he was talking when he thought he had the bag, he thought he had it. So it's like you was talking crazy, and then you end up still having to deal with this guy. So you essentially shoot yourself right in the foot. And is it all worth it? Because that deal kind of fell apart. And like my bro Rick saying, you ain't had an easy fight since. So Bob getting his back, and I think he's gonna get it back with Josh Taylor.
And this is what I'm saying about Top Rank. Look, this is what I'm saying, and this is about any business, right? You got to have a certain loyalty to the people you sign with, whether you like them or not. You sign with them. You see what I'm saying? So the truth of the matter is, okay, my best example right now is Shakur Stevenson. Look how he was talking greasy till he went to the office that weekend. You see what I'm saying? I keep trying to tell y'all, man, and this ain't no disrespect to none of the fighters, bro, but fighters, every one of these fighters, your favorite fighter, all of them got plans. I don't know why y'all don't believe that, right? I'm sick of that. I'm sick of this notion of people thinking like fighters don't have a say. They have a say. You act like they promoter don't come and sit them down. Hey, we gonna have this lined up. Why you think EJ was able to tell you who he's gonna fight and win?
Good point.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And this what I'm saying about this ain't about T.O. Being emotional or the troubles he having outside the ring. He not skilled. The skill set, Josh Taylor's skill set is too much for him. The things he get, like I said in the chat, Josh Taylor is a better, meaner, more skilled fighter, a version of Sandor Martin. And we all know for real that T.O. lost that fight against Sandor. We all know that for real.
I think he did.
Right?
I think he did.
And if you do say T.O. beat him, it was a close ass fight. I'm talking about razor thin, closer than Loma and Haney.
Right.
It was a close fight.
So look what T.O. does, man. T.O.'s defense is not good enough to deal with Josh Taylor. He keep his backhand too low. The shot he got knocked down with what's the boy name? With Kambosos. That's Josh Taylor's bread and butter, a counter right hand.
Right.
He come in, he have you commit. You throw a lazy shot. He come right behind you and catch you with the same shit that boy Kambosos gave him heat with.
Counter left, yeah.
Right.
Quick.
And then the thing we saw with Sandro Martin with that man always trying to jump in with that hook. That's Josh Taylor bread and butter too.
Right.
And like I said, Lord forbid for T.O. if Josh take it on the inside early.
Right.
T.O. cut too easy. Every fight y'all see him in, that man cut up like a steak, bro.
Right about, but he got that scar tissue by them eyes.
Both look good. Yeah, their face, they both take bad punishment, both of them.
From them
Josh
eyes.
Taylor about to dog this man, bro.
They do. I think so. Kello, my bro, man, that's super, man. Much love and appreciation to you, bro. Appreciate you stopping through. Let me get my bros just do real quick. What's good with it, Kello?
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Salute to you, bro. Man, yeah, man. I think I'm stuck on his mental. I know it's some things that he went through outside of the ring, and again, that's more insult than injury. That's more of a reason, or not to root for him or not to pick him. I ain't rooting against him in no way, right? He's a cool fighter, but I just think I don't think he got it. I don't think he got what it take to win this fight right now. I just don't think him and his father. Like, again, man, I hear some of the work that they was putting in and how he did have a trainer that was putting the right work in, not just working him hard, but putting in the right work. And I heard they had a little issue and he got him up out of there. And like you were saying, he took over. It's like you having that power struggle issue where you don't want to let nobody else close to your son. And I can say from looking at the situation, you do love your kid, but it's going to be to his detriment, bro, because you got to let him grow. I don't see no growth. I don't see an improved fighter since he lost. I don't see that. I see a guy still winning off his athleticism. He can fight. He got some skills, but I see him mainly being able to get by off athleticism. And I just think the buck stops with Josh Taylor. I don't think he's going to be able to bluff his way to a win. I don't think he's going to be able to, have the judges on his side in this fight. I just don't think it's going to be like that. He'll be a live dog. He going to fight. He ain't going to go down without no fight, right? But he just mentally, for me, I think once that fight get tough and he go to that corner and he go looking for that instruction from dad and he tell him like some shit like he told him against Kambosos, like I would never forget that. I just want to point this out. His pops, when he got dropped, he went to the coach. Pops told him, "What are you doing? That this guy don't belong in there with you. Get him out of there." Then in that same corner, in that same minute, he turned around and said, "Hey, Poppy, slow down. Take your time." I'm like, which one is it? Do you want him to get him out of there or take? Once I seen that, I was like, yo, bro, I don't believe in you as a trainer. You were all over the place and you couldn't get him the instructions needed to make the proper adjustments. And again, that little comeback that he started to mount a little bit to make the fight closer in that Kambosos fight. Again, that's him fighting off natural instinct and his athleticism. And Kambosos just ain't that great of a fighter either. So, you know what I mean? You mix those two things together and you get what you got. A loss for him, but it could have been a win had he had the right mentality. You got to think this is a dude that came out there head hunting all of a sudden like you some type of power puncher. Like I couldn't believe he did that. Who allowed him to really go out there and say, you know what, I'm trying to knock him out in the first round? You were fighting emotional. You got dropped. And then set everything. You just never got all the way back into the fight. You tried, but he slowed you down. Kambosos, that was the perfect storm. He had the right amount of energy for T.O. Like, when he had T.O. out of character, some of the stuff T.O. was saying, I was paying attention. I'm like, Kambosos is winning the mental battle as well. And then you get in the ring and you outside yourself. You go outside your character and you try to knock his head off. He beat you. He beat you outside the ring, bro. You was beat already. So it's like, man, and then you talking crazy like this. You was just crying about what Regis said. I mean, now you want to kill people today. So it's like, I don't know, bro. I just don't trust in the mentor. I know he's a young kid. I don't dislike him and none of that. I just think he needs some better guidance. And I think his father, that voice ain't resonating with him, and that voice ain't telling him the right things. Again, even when his father tried to save him from himself, when he was saying the stuff about the black fighters, telling the dude to cut it out, and he was like, nah, he was telling him to chill. He kept going. So it's like he don't even listen to you. So it's like I don't see, you get what I'm saying? I don't see I don't see a successful situation. I just don't see it.
Punch something, he was telling me another thing.
817, what's good with it, bro? How you feeling? Appreciate you pulling up again. Y'all smash that like button for me again, man. I like T.O., man, because I feel like boxing is more interesting if he's on the top of his game. I feel like he's a good fighter. He got something to bring, but again, you just not knowing no better, and then the leader, your guy, the head trainer, he lacks to watch. I'm not hoping this, but I'm gonna really be paying attention to this fight every single round. I want to see how his father adjusts and handle Josh Taylor, because I do think he's going to be too much. Like my bro saying, I think he's going to be on his ass and it's going to get rough. I think he's going to put up a fight. I think he's going to come out early trying to prove something. Not the same way he did with Kambosos, but I do think he's going to try to be focused for this fight. He will like I say, he will make it interesting, but I think once you get to the back half of that fight, you're going to see the separation. I think that's how I see it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you one thing. Tio, and I completely agree with all you guys. Even when I heard the fight was going to be announced, I'm like, damn, Josh Taylor, that's nobody to play with. Like, that's the king of that division. Like, you have to be honest. Regis is a great fighter. I love Regis. He's my boy. But in the same token, it's like, this is the guy that beat you, and he beat you in your game. He didn't even box you. He fought you. And I'm talking about Regis here. In this fight right here, the reason why I like it, I want Tio to win this fight. I want the belts in America. I do believe that Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez is the biggest fight at 140 pounds. And I feel like that's what we need. But I want to say that Teofimo is better when he has his back against the wall, when he's B-side.
I've heard that before.
You guys know, when he's B-side, he's
I hear
different.
people say that.
Yeah, man.
When
I'm talking to Tio, bro, his vibe is completely different. You know what I'm saying?
My worry, like I said, my worry is I think he's gonna be in shape and all that good stuff, right? Because he already looked like he's working hard. But again, I'm a firm believer in not just working hard, but working smart. And when I heard that you fired a guy that was getting you right, and then your pops had got you doing football drills and stuff that's just like ineffective. And then you get in there and you wonder why people are paying attention. Some of them foot drills that he had him doing. Look at the way he was fighting Sandor Martin. Look at the little stuff he was like, I'm just like, what is that, bro? That's not boxing. That's not helping you. That's bluffing. That's the bluffing I call that. And that's not going to work with Josh Taylor. That none of that is going to throw him off his game. You're going to have to be effective. And again, man, I just think he's going to start questioning himself. That fight get tough. You got to think this is the same dude that won and was like, yo, do I still got it? Looking around. Then he going to say, he was just playing to the cameras because he knew where the cameras was at. I'm like, bro, man, you can't fool nobody. That looked like the most sincere. You need a damn Oscar if you was acting in that moment, because that looked sincere. You look like you really needed some validation, and right on cue, your people was like, yeah, you still got it. I'd have been like, that ain't a conversation for the ring. We got to, you know what I mean? You got to go back to the drawing board, and some things you really got to correct. If you talking about being at the top of 140, you got some dogs up there, and you can talk this stuff, but you got to show it in there. You get what I'm saying? Kambosos had you looking bad. I don't know if you remember. Your face was leaking. He dropped you. He beat you up. He took advantage of you. He talked his trash. He took your belt, your reputation, and your career has been shaky since. So it's like, you got to find some balance, dude. And you need somebody outside of your father, man. It's not going to cut it.
Who you think is better, Bill or Senior?
Well, for me, and this, you talking about easy for me is Bill. Well, I say that because when you fire yourself and you remove yourself out of a situation and allow your son, the man, to bring you on board to the extent he wanted, and you there to just really, I don't think he steals the spotlight. I don't think it's T.O. Pops do, but I just don't. It's a different vibe. It's like Dev. It's mutual respect there. It's structure. You get what I'm saying? It's purpose. His father is there with a purpose. T.O. dad is content on, telling us how great he is, but we don't see it. See, Bill could big his son up, but he continues to be great. Huh?
He was already trainer of the year. He was trainer of the year.
Who that?
Teal's dad. He was trainer of the year 1 year.
Show us Freddie Roach.
Was he?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they gave it to him for that win. Maybe they gave it to him for that win.
Of course, Freddie Roach, man. Look, I'm telling y'all, bro. We can have all this, and I know this is just do. I know this is just do channel, but I'm telling y'all, bro. He's not talented enough. He's not skilled enough to beat Josh Taylor. It's simple. This is a bad style matchup. This is a bad style matchup. Plain and simple, bro. Like, if Sando Martin can have him walking into some ish, I'm telling you, Josh Taylor about to beat this boy up. I ain't gonna be nice about it. Josh Taylor about to whoop this boy from pillar to post. It's gonna be ugly, bro. It's a bad everything that T.O. every flaw he has, his defensive flaws, his offensive flaws, Josh Taylor takes advantage of with every single fighter.
Well, the thing about with Josh Taylor, he's a great fighter, point blank, and he's very big for the division.
Yeah, that too.
He's very big for the division. He's southpaw. He's complicated, and he got will and he got grit. Which all that put together in a fighter is a world of disaster for whoever's across the ring from him. I think that this guy Josh Taylor, the only one that really could beat him, honestly, in that division, it would be guys like Subriel Matias, possibly. I think that our Regis rematch. I think Regis probably comes through on this one. I think Richardson Hitchens is a great upcoming talent that could possibly give him problems, but hasn't been proven yet. I mean, but going back off the fathers, Tio Senior, he told me that Bill Haney called him to get the game plan, the cheat code of how to beat Lomachenko, and he told me he didn't want to give him that information. And the reason why I mentioned this is because, dude, the thing that you said was 100% right. When you can take yourself away from the equation and give yourself time to learn, because all these fathers are learning on the job. That's what they're doing. And I'll tell you right now, Bill Haney looked bad in that corner with Haney. He looked bad. He did not have the answers. These fathers turn into cheerleaders in the corners, not knowing how to give direction. What he should do, and I told Zab the same thing. Zab Judah's dad should just take over. Real talk. But just saying off of that, man, I think that he does the best thing that he does give to the table. He was taking a lot of shine off of Haney too. Like, he was always talking in the media. He was always promoting. He's a great businessman, and he put his dad in, and he put his son in a great position. And
that's the difference. Yeah, you can't doubt that. He keep Dev's name out there. Like, you get what I'm saying? He gonna let you know his son, that guy. And like I said, with them, it's structure and it makes sense over there. And it's like his son has the work ethic, the right attitude. He's mentally locked in. So he's backing him. So the shit that Bill talk, his son is backing it up for him. Now, you get what I'm saying? Whereas it's not the same over there. T.O. Senior is, my son is better than all these guys. And then you get in there and have a shaky fight. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. That's why I like.
Never had that privilege. They never came for money. You feel me? They didn't come for money to be able to put themselves in position. They came off of skill and athletic ability. Roger Mayweather, he told his son, he told Tio, yo, your son's gonna be a world champion. And he's like, oh, I know. No, what I'm talking about today. But I hear you. You gotta be able to, get better every day. You gotta get better.
I think that's what makes Dev special, though, in a way. And I spoke to this, and again, I'm just due, so I'm always giving somebody credit, man. That's just what I do. The fact that he came from a better situation than most people, but he don't treat it like that. like you can't really name somebody with confidence and say they work harder than the dude. The dude live in that gym. So you get what I'm saying? It's like he could have easily took his situation for granted and been like, yeah, you know what? I don't really need boxing. But the fact that he really applied his all to it, and he, as today, he stands at a 24-year-old undisputed champion, man, is dope. And again, man, that is just the beginning. It's the first part of his career. He still got a lot more to give. So it's like, again, man, it goes to show you what having structure and the right people in place can do for you. And he got the right attitude. You get what I'm saying? That work ethic and that discipline is always going, I think, put him in a position to be successful always. Opulent LD TV, what's good, bro? What's good with y'all?
Dude, let me ask a question real quick and I'm gonna jump off.
Nah, you all good. Go ahead, bro. What's good, KD?
Mill City, I got a question for you because you keep making these comparisons, so I'm curious. You was critiquing Bill's instructions in the Loma fight. So I need you to tell me what good instructions did Senior give Tio in the Sandor Martin fight?
Business? You talking about business structure?
No, instructions in the corner. Corner instructions. Or you can do the George Kambosos fight.
Oh, no. I'm going to give the comparisons. Is I think that what I said was that the both of the fathers are learning on the job. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting better. They're making a lot of mistakes. I do believe that they both got to be out the corner. They both got to be out the corner. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. No.
So wait a minute though. What he asked you was, he didn't ask you that. He asked you specifically, what instructions did you hear Tio give in the Sandor Martin fight that you were so impressed by since you had that dig at Bill? Because as we remember watching the fight, we saw Bill giving actual instructions to Devin. So as far as him looking,
Bill started slacking, but
listen, as far as him looking bad, that may be a matter of opinion, right? But as far as him looking bad, I don't know how, because he was providing him with instruction. The young man that you're up here touting and that you're saying Bill called his father for the keys to how to beat Lomachenko, when we heard Tio Sr. in the corner. And again, it's quite apparent to me that the network removed some of the corner play, seeing as though how they did corner play in the Devin and Loma fight. If y'all will remember, ESPN ran commercials and didn't really give you no corner action. But when you do get corner action of Tio, what do you hear from Senior?
Instructions.
Get him.
You don't hear shit from Tio Senior, but get him, bro. Come on, bro. You better than him, bro. Listen, bro. I know you need. Listen. I know you want to keep contact with a boxer, right? It's cool to know a boxer, know their father, get to be in the entourage and shit. I know that's cool. But see, if you was really real, then you be 100 with your connection. And you tell him, even fuck what they telling you, right? Fuck what they telling you. But you would tell them, say, bro, this perception of you is out here. There's a lot of meat on a sandwich to you lacking in your fucking career that have you standing in the ring with somebody like Sandor Martin questioning if you still have it. You ain't being honest about Senior running his son into no fucking wrecks, but you up here talking about Bill Haney, and they ain't did nothing but made good on what the fuck they said they was gonna do. Listen, bro, I know it's a pride thing, right? I know it's a nationality thing with a lot of cats, but here's the deal, bro. You gotta keep it 100 with your people. You can't say you somebody brother and you just cap and dick ride, and then when they go down, you got excuses and no real meat for them. Nah, you keep it 100 with your partner. If he's slacking, if he's slipping, he's slacking and slipping. You know Tio was hungry before he beat Loma, but he got a taste of the motherfucking sauce, and that ain't lost. Pop snorting his motherfucking ass off and not really watching his son, and his son ain't got no better. Don't sit up here and cat to me about Bill, because I heard Bill give his son fucking instruction in the Loma fight. And if you believe that somebody called Tio Sr., if you believe after the disrespect, if you believe after the disrespect that Tio and Tio Sr. put down, that Bill actually called him for the keys to ask how to beat his son, you a fucking idiot. Bro, don't sit up here and cap like that. Keep it a buck. Just gonna play it a certain way, fam. Just gonna play it a certain way. He just gonna play it right down the middle, because that's who he is, and respect of who he is. That's why we all love being here. But hey, look, me myself, bro. Too. You can't sit here in Real City and offer us a sack of shit, bro, and tell me it's motherfucking chocolate. I know what the fuck we looking at. And Tio ain't got shit for Taylor, bro. If he don't go in there the same way he went with Loma, he don't have shit for him. He's sleeping on silk sheets. So, hey, look, all that nigga talk, he ain't running up in there against none of them. He ain't run up in there against Dev. As bad as Bill was looking, shut that shit up. He was never undisputed, and he'll never motherfucking be undisputed. He took that fucking franchise belt to get away from Dale. He talked that hot ass shit. He eat with his hands, and you kissing ass to that motherfucker. You just as weak as him.
Nah, so at the end of the day, you were saying a lot of good things, but when you started saying that Bill gave him the correct direction, that's not true, because there's corner footage of Devin asking Bill, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? He figured me out. So some of that stuff that you're saying is incorrect, and I'm just like, when it comes down to coming right down the middle.
I know Bradley was saying on the telecast that he felt like that's what he got from the corner. So he put that, he spent that in his own way. But
I'll send you the footage, Drew.
I seen him. He had some trying moments in the corner, but again, what you're able to see is Dev when they're communicating, what he's saying to Dev, when it's all said and done, it resonates with him, and he's able to go out there with the confidence to be able to get something done. Whereas the other guy is still going out there uncertain and just fighting off athleticism. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you want to see those moments. And again, just like you said, these dudes still learning on the job. So it's good. This was the first time that Dad been in a fight this competitive. So you was going to see some trying moments, but you still seen him give enough instruction for his son to go out there and get something done. And I think that is the difference between him and Senior. No disrespect to Senior, but like the difference is, just use this for example. Teofimo's first fight was Cambosis. When that fight got tough, he didn't have the proper in-fight instructions to go out there and change it. You know, with Dev, he was in a competitive fight, but he was able to get enough instructions to go out there and continue to make that fight his and take it. You get what I'm saying? Whereas not so much for Tia.
That's Sab Judah's dad. That's Sab Judah's dad in the corner with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's an addition
PGH
to the
Big
team.
Dog was good, Brody. So I mean, I hear you.
That's why they was able. That was why they were able to have a plan A, plan B, plan C.
Yeah,
because
Tim Bradley had put a little spin on that. I know he did, and he was like, "Yeah, what I heard in the corner is you got me figured out." I ain't never hear him say those exact words. But again, I love it because it all depends on where you coming from, how you interpret what you just seen. For me, this is what you want to see. We asked fighters to get tested. Dad was being tested, and he responded, and he said something to his father to let you know, hey, man, he figuring this out. But what his dad said back to him was enough for him to go out there with enough confidence to be like, all right, he ain't just leave him hanging with nothing. You get what I'm saying?
What did he say, though? What did he say? Do you remember what he said?
He told him something. Your brick is something. I'll find a clip, being that we talking about it. He said your brick is something. He told him something. I don't remember it all, but when I seen Dad nod his head and say again,
that was the similarity that's seen in the dads. That what had happened was when these fighters are asking for questions, when they really asking for questions, that they turn into cheerleaders and not being able to get the answer. You know what I'm saying? Like even Zab was telling me too, because I'm real cool with Zab, and he was like, "Yo, even my dad said it." He's like, "My dad said, yo, Bill didn't keep asking me questions in the corner." You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean about, like, you know, they're learning on the job. I'm not saying one's better than the other.
Yeah.
I did.
Nah, but I
I'm
feel like
only giving you guys the information and concept that I've received through
yeah,
both.
and that's cool.
You know,
And
I'm not favoring nobody here. It's just
I don't think
want to let y'all know.
Yeah, I don't think you slighting them or nothing like that. And again, like you said, they are learning, but again, that's a learning experience going well. You see what I'm saying? The difference is T.O. Senior, again, when it got like that for your son, you had no answers. Or at least I think Bill again had enough of an answer to keep his guy motivated on that task at hand. Whereas, you get what I'm saying? Once it got out of hand, it kind of stayed out of hand, and then he rallied back a little bit as Kambosos slowed down. But that was just T.O. fighting off, you know, athleticism and instinct to me. Stormy B, man, salute to the OG. How you feeling, Sensei?
Yo, what's good? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Y'all got a nice discussion going on, man. I'm listening while I'm driving home from work. I just thought I'd, you know, chime in with a little something myself.
Man. Always welcome. What you got on it, OG?
Listen, heavy criticism on Devin Haney has flowed since this fight took place with he and Loma. Right. But I just want to bring everyone home to a single point and understand exactly what this fight meant, regardless of what the scorecards were, what you may think, who you support and love. Do you recall what this fight was billed as? What was the subtext of this fight?
Undisputed.
It's on the fight poster. What was it billed as?
As a chess match.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
It was an undisputed.
What was that?
Chess match.
It was a chess match. To the winner of this was going to be in the ESPN pound for pound list.
Okay, I don't know if that's on my end or your end. You're kind of roboting a little bit, but it was billed as checkmate.
Right. Yeah.
Checkmate, and the poster advertised the two combatants standing on a chessboard, facing each other. In other words, you have to look at the metaphorical aspect of this. This was two young, I say young because they're both way younger than I am, but two men who brought the best of boxing skills on one night in the ring against one another. That was boxing at its class, at its apex. Now, you've been fed a ton of bull crap for a long time. So when you get quality matches and matchups, just because the action doesn't go the way that you may have thought, doesn't mean that it wasn't good.
Right.
Okay? And because the two men represented two different types of styles, that doesn't mean that one was so much better than the other. Because if it were anything less than what it truly was as advertised, it wouldn't have been called checkmate. Remember the term, this is chess, not checkers, right? What is that supposed to mean when you say it to someone? That means that this is not an easy game, but a game of minds meeting, a game of raising the level of consciousness. And in this aspect, you're talking about the sport of boxing, so you're raising the level of boxing. For two men like this to come together. You're getting ready to see another one June 29th when Spence and Crawford get in there.
Yeah. Right.
But understand that everything that you've been fed in the meantime and in between time has not been of the same quality. Now, I will tell you this, which was remarked about Haney giving his son instructions late in the fight when an experience that he had not been in before occurred. Loma tried to turn it up on him.
Couldn't.
He hadn't been in there. He hadn't been in the ring with anyone to be capable of doing that to him, because typically most of the fighters that he fought, he was the man in the ring. But you're talking about a fighter that's also 10 years older than him, that has a world of experience more than he. And no matter how talented you are, until you get in the ring with someone like that that can take you to class, you don't get a chance to grow yourself. This is the part that you all are leaving out of the discussion.
Nah, and you make a great point. You make a great point. It was a great fight for boxing at the end of the day. It was truly a 50-50 fight, you know, and that's why we have so much controversy coming in after the fight, you know, and July 29th is no different.
It's crazy. I feel like part of the reason this controversy, just part of it, not the main part, is because we don't get enough 50-50 fights. So when you actually get some 50-50 action, the only thing somebody could do is complain robbery. Now we got what it was advertised as a damn good fight, and that's what you got. Nip and tuck, back and forth. That's what you got. And with one guy rising to the occasion because he refused to take his foot off the gas, where the other guy's on the record for saying he took his foot off the gas. When I hear that, it's easy for me to pick who I, you know what I mean? I don't have an issue with a guy not winning when I know out his own mouth he said he didn't give 100%. That's just what that tells me. So I always have an issue with that. And I think, like I said before, people said he cried for a number of different reasons. I said that man cried because it dawned on him right back there, as well as he lost, that he should have did more. And if anybody knew that, he knew it. And this is why I respect him being honest about it. But that's what I think cost you the fight. That type of mentality is not a mentality that you expected a younger Devin Haney to maybe make a mistake like that. 24-year-old, not the 35-year-old guy. You get what I'm saying? That might be your last shot at this opportunity. And you to have that train of thought, I just don't know. How did you think that was cool? Like, bro, you had to bring it the same way you was trying to bring it from round one. And I think young boy did it, and he gonna be a lot better.
But you know what that was, JusDu? I'm gonna tell you. It was the polar opposite for Loma, because he was in a situation where he was used to people letting down or giving up in those circumstances.
Right.
But Dev didn't do that. Dev stepped it up in that 10th, 12th round and fought through. In other words, remember, you never know until you are graced with a circumstance that allows you to reveal certain things about yourself. You don't get that fighting C-class fighters, and guys that don't belong in the ring with you. You know what I'm saying? You get that from the experience of growing.
Yeah.
And again, Lomachenko wasn't, instead of his people saying the things that they were saying, oh, we were robbed and things like this. Understand what I just said.
Right.
You're so used to people not being on par or falling off or not having the answers. Now you're presented with someone who is not just going to give up that easy. What do you do now? You understand? It's just like a fighter who can go in there and hit a guy with his best shot, and the guy eats it and keep coming. What's plan B?
Right.
And credit to Teo when it came to Loma. They fights are similar because in the 12th round, both of them did the same thing. Both of them.
Well, the difference with Teo though is Teo was falling apart at the end of the fight.
Yes, he was.
And Loma had given up too many of the early rounds that he couldn't close the door. But that was the difference. Devin didn't come apart. Devin was met with some circumstances that he hadn't envisioned before. When he talked about, it's like he know what moves I'm going to do, that was the honest assessment of being in there with someone who has experience.
And that's going to make him greater. That's what he was supposed to do.
That's what I'm saying. It happened that time, but that's not something that's going to happen all the time.
Right. Because he's not going to be faced with those circumstances. And for him to overcome in the way that he did with a guy with so much experience is only going to bode well for him in the future. And that's my thing with T.O. Mill City. From that point, right? T.O. showed a lot from that point, right? But he was the B-side, like you said, and it's different from that point. But what he's done from that point, right? When the light is all the way on him, his character has shown through. And my thing is this, right? If you have access, right? If you have access to someone, right? Then if they are to value you as a human and your opinion, right? Then I think it's only right that you be honest and upfront with that person each time you come in contact with them, right? We all have people that call our phones and we have conversations that are not substantial, right? They don't have much substance, right? But when you have access, right, to certain people, right, even any person, you need to work on making your conversations more substance. You offering me some shit about Bill calling and saying that he called me for the code to Lomachenko, that's some side shit. That's like dressing. I want the meat.
See, the thing
you
about
got
it,
bro, my thing is this.
Let me stop you 1 second, bro. I'm different than a lot of other channels, bro. I don't know if you visited my channel at all, but I'm an interviewer. I don't necessarily state my opinion until I really know an individual, so I let them get comfortable and speak on whatever they want to get. This is called entertainment at the end of the day. So if you want to make a fool out of yourself and say some crazy stuff, that's on you. I'm going to give it out to the world so they can see it. But I don't have an opinion all the time when it comes down to certain people. I do, like Zab Judah. He's my guy. He's my co-host to my podcast. So, yeah, we could go back and forth and debate. But other than that, I do interviews, and that's what I do. I don't give myself an opinion. I let that go for the comment box.
Now, an interview is one thing, bro. An interview is one thing. That's the business. You feel me? That's the business. But I'm saying if you're having a conversation with this man and he's offering you this shit, right? And you sitting here watching T.O. sit in the ring with a guy with Sandor Martin, right? Someone that we all think probably isn't on the level of a focused Teofimo Lopez, right? And you see him questioning himself, right? In front of the world. You seeing this car wreck happen. This is some shit you just can't offer me, senior. And this is part of why y'all having the wreck. If I'm just talking to you as an interviewer, just business, whatever, yeah, cool. The deal is to get the bread, put the interview on, get the clicks. You know what I'm saying? That's the deal, right? But if you're talking about having a relationship where you're actually having substantial conversations with them, like, bro, I was at the taco spot, right? 10 minutes before Earl Spence showed up, right? I was at the taco spot 10 minutes before Earl Spence showed up. And if I was in your position, Mill City, let's just say I interviewed him before, right? Just an interviewer, right? Just strictly the business, right? But that still allowed me to have access. When he seen my face, he knew who the hell I was or whatever at the taco spot. If I'd have seen him drunk there, bro, he wouldn't have drove home like that. You feel me? Because I had access. And I feel like it's a lot of yes men around, and it's a lot of people around that don't want to make themselves look like a fool, or ... that don't tell folks the truth, right? And it ends up leading them in the wrecks. So that's my thing, Mill City. I don't care who it is. I'm not going to let nobody offer me no bullshit, right? And then that bullshit is attached to you, right? If that shit gets said on your channel and you don't question the Mill City, you got everybody out here who asking you, say, man, ask him some substantial shit. Because while you telling me he the greatest fighter in the world and nobody can fuck with my son, we seen your son in the ring saying, damn, do I still have it when he fought Sandor Martin? You see what I'm saying? And you doing this interview and you ain't asking that shit. You just, hey, man, I got the interview. I'm not ruffling no feathers. I'm not making a fool of myself. You know what I'm saying? But in turn to us out here in the chat, we're looking at you like a goddamn fool because you just happy to get the interview and you ain't asking them no substantial shit. And if that make him not come, and if that make him not come and interview with you, what does that say about him? Does it say more about you, or does it say more about him? Do you even think about it that way?
No, of course, I hear you on that. But if you look at my comment section, a lot of people give me a lot of compliments on the questions that I do give these people. Now, I've given questions as far as, you know, how's his mental. But when you're talking with a guy like Teofimo, his dad, Bernard Hopkins, Blair the Flair Cobbs, you better be prepared to throw only 3 to 4 questions for an hour interview, because these guys go off. They don't let you talk. All right. So like I said, I let it
It's
be.
your shit though.
Correct. But at the end of the day, you know, I do cut in a couple of times, because it's, you know, you prepare an interview, you want to get at least 8 to 10 questions out there. So I do cut off. But legitly, bro, some of these guys, they go off on what they have accomplished. Some of the things, sometimes they go in deep. Like what I said earlier, Teofimo's dad, he said he stopped watching film. He started blaming it on Teofimo's wife. We don't know how true that is, but it's cool to get the content so you can hear it, see it on the channel, and then you guys can have your own opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to drop my opinion on something and get people uncomfortable. I could just ask the questions that people want to hear. Are you ready for the fight?
Well, Mill, check it out. All right, so let's say you do an interview with him, right? And, you know, he run and he drop his shit. You know, he say his shit, whatever. You don't have time to contest it, or you don't make time to contest it and or ask essential questions or whatever, right? When you go back or whatever and y'all discuss the interview or whatnot, you know, if I'm the person that gave the interview and I see, you know, your next shit is y'all gonna discuss the interview or whatnot, I'm watching and peeping what the conversation is, right? And if there's a tint to the conversation as to which, you know, y'all believe the interview that I put down is bullshit, you know, the next time I talk to you, Mill City, I'm gonna say, well, why didn't you say shit when we was doing the interview? You know what I'm saying? Right. So my thing is this. When it gets done right there, you know what I'm saying? Like my granny used to say, hey, where you show out is where I whoop your ass at, right?
Chief,
where you show out is where I whoop your ass at. So when you're having these interviews and they're saying these things, to come back and say it after they're not around, to me seems disingenuous in a way. If in fact that causes someone not to come to your platform, is it the fact that they want to offer you what they want to offer you and don't want to answer any hard questions? Or is it your lack of ability to create an environment that's comfortable for these particular fighters? You know, what's going to be your standard?
It's both. It's both. So that's why I don't know if you watch, you know, or read Boxing 24, Boxing Scene. My channel's all over it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of bigger channels take a lot of my narratives and they persuade it however they want. So I don't feel like I'm doing a bad job whatsoever. I just like I said, my job is to get the content, the guests, and give them the proper questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to say, yo, bro, I think your son's gonna lose to Josh Taylor. Like, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah. Nobody expects for you to do no shit like that. But I'm saying, you know, you telling everybody, I'm saying, you know, some shit like, you know, my son beats everybody. Well, your son was standing in the ring, you know, asking himself, did he still have it when he was fighting Sandor Martin, bro? And Sandor Martin ain't no world beater. So,
you know what's the great thing about these guys sometimes, bro, is that they already know the hard questions that are going to be told to them. So they actually just pour it out anyway. Like when Teo talked about his mental, he mentioned that in my interview, and his dad. They
try to get out in front of it.
They knew it was coming. So I
because
I got
what?
like 3 or 4 questions in. Legit.
But Mill, why did they know it was coming, Mill? Because it's been exposed, right? You got to come up with an excuse for it because it's been exposed. But listen, not every one of these guys come out with an excuse, right? Explanations and excuses are really close. They can a lot of times be, you know, explained or aligned as the same things, right? But the character of a person kind of does something with that, kind of adds to or takes away from that, right? Depending on who they are. So what I'm saying is, they can offer you something, but the character that person displays or continues to display lends validity to whatever their explanation or excuse was, right? We saw Earl Spence not be able to fight Manny Pacquiao, right? But there was an explanation and an excuse. But his character, right, stands in such a place, and that how he walks, talks, and carries himself, right, stands in such a place
all the time, bro,
as to where you don't question it, right? But T.O. Senior and Junior's character and what the display doesn't lend validity to their words. And if you question them in such a way, they don't want to honor your platform. I think it's more of a credit to your platform to have character than just the interview.
Of course, I 100% agree. But, you know, it depends on what you really want to dive into, man. Because at the end of the day, when we talk about character, when we talk about great influences for these fighters, you know, T.O. unfortunately doesn't have that. You know, Dev does. Those are the big differences in those two camps. But if you want to go off of somebody else, when I talk to Bill Haney, you know, he's over here talking about Shakur Stevenson and Tank is scared to me and Zab. Let's be real. Do you think Shakur is scared? Do you think Tank is scared?
I think that's, hey, listen, I think that's part of the business. I think that's part of the business, him selling his son. But at the same time, at the same time, if Dev was standing in the ring questioning himself and shit, I think we'd see Bill Haney with a different reaction other than my son is better than all of these guys. He wouldn't be selling you that. No, I don't believe, and I will answer your question, No, I don't think Tank or Shakur are scared or actually scared of Devin Haney. I don't, because they haven't been put in positions. They haven't been put in positions where they run to another promotional company and go fight a bum to avoid them.
And there's a yin and there's a yang for everything, bro. Like, I'll tell you, you know, Bill, he was talking too much for Devin. And we didn't even get to know who Devin really is. Devin had to tell his dad to shut up. This is on some insight. He told his dad to shut up. He said, yo, I'm not going to get the Tank fight if you keep going. I'm not going to get that fight if you keep going crazy on me, on the media. Why you think you haven't seen Bill going on the media since that fight? He slowed his ass down. He listened to his son because his son's the boss. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about Tank Davis and he was working with Mayweather would always shut him up. Yo, let me answer. The question will be for Tank, and Mayweather will go and answer it. Now look at Tank. He's answering his own question and is more popular than ever. So there's a yang and there's a yang for things.
You're very perceptive of that for these guys. What, I mean, do you have any thoughts on T.O. and T.O. Senior and his talking and the talking on that side and what they may need to do as well? Because again, of
course. But like I told you, man, these guys are all coming into this game learning on the job. And I'll tell you right now, it's like when you come in.
It's learning on the job for T.O. Senior, but these other guys just talk too much.
And Devin Bill. And now it's a learning curve for Gervonta Davis for himself now. He took everything that Floyd gave him, and now he's implementing on himself and becoming a businessman for himself now.
I mean, it seems just kind of like a double standard here. You're very accurate. You're very concise when it comes to Bill and Dev, when it comes to Floyd and Tank and who talk for them and them talking too much and not being able to do this and do that or whatnot. But damn it, I haven't heard you antiquate shit about that for T.O. and them, except for the fact that they talk a lot. They already know what's coming. You know what I'm saying? And that they're learning on the job.
Correct.
And you try to blend that in. It's not the same fervor.
Let me help out here. His description of how he is perceiving things is not unilateral. Okay? It is not. It's biased. And I'm going to tell you something about being biased in this nation. When you have people who understand what bias is, you can talk until the cows come home, bro.
Facts.
And it's not going to amount to a hill of beans, because an intellectual can pick what you say apart. Allow yourself to be unilateral so that what you speak goes for each and every one. Not make an excuse for individual or give someone else par gras because you may have a hidden or even deep feeling for an entity. Okay? No. And even you may not recognize it, which is called accountability. If you cannot see flaw in yourself, do not look for flaw in others.
Preach, OG.
No, and I hear you on that, but like now we're gonna.
You hear me? But you're not listening, brother. You're already ready to respond. You're already ready to respond, but you haven't taken a moment to soak in what was just said. It was said with purpose, man. I do not ever come on here and offer anything of shallowness, okay? Never. Because I can do it myself as well. What I said about accountability means so much more than what you think. And see, you're sitting there with that smirk on your face. You know what that tells me? That tells me that you have 2 ears, but you're not hearing.
So what would happen if I get every fighter in the 35 division on my platform? Does that show that I'm biased, or does that show that they're comfortable all to enter the platform? Because we haven't really seen a lot of platforms at the size of mine, because I have a small platform, to be able to have every single one to feel comfortable. That doesn't seem biased to me, my man. It just doesn't. It doesn't seem biased at all.
Listen. Being comfortable is being stagnant, young man. When you get comfortable, you need to get worried. When everybody's comfortable around you, you need to be worried, right? Because when somebody's just flat out comfortable, when everybody just flat out comfortable, what are you doing? You're catering to them to make them comfortable, right? When we see these, you know why boxing is such a great thing to a lot of us, right? Because no matter what you say, once you get in that square circle, when the heat is on, when the pressure is on, when your ass is uncomfortable, the cream rises to the top.
Correct.
So you bragging about having everybody on your small platform because they're comfortable is one thing, but what I'm telling you is it's an environment in which they can spew bullshit and be comfortable
letting everyone know that I'm not biased,
and
because everyone is going on.
They can be comfortable. They can be comfortable in your space, getting off the shit that they want to the public and letting them do what they will. Mm-hmm. And that is irresponsible.
Or we could be a platform that is just geared up to one fighter alone, and then it shows the biasness.
Listen, this has nothing to do with a particular fighter. This has to do with bettering boxing as a whole. And what I'm saying is you providing a platform of such where they can be comfortable and give bullshit to the fans does nothing but muddy the waters, and it does nothing but hold boxing back. But you're going to continue, but listen, Stormy just antiquated on it. It is a waste of time for us to continue to discuss these things with you because you already are prepared, just like Teo Sr. is. You're already prepared to explain away the bullshit. And that's fine, bro. And listen, Just Do gonna give you your Just Do and let you say and do and be you, right? But I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is people of substance are watching and seeing your character and they're watching it in real time. In real time, and to have as many people on your platform as you do, and for it to still be a small channel, think about it, sir. There are some small things that are missing because you should be large. Champside ain't had on probably Champside ain't had as many people, as many boxers on his show probably as you have live to spew their shit. Right, but he ain't claiming. But he's not a smart. But he's not. Listen, listen. You got an excuse for everything. But what I'm telling you is your character is shining through.
Correct. I mean, I yo.
Salute to everybody. Salute to this dope build, man. Hope y'all appreciating this dialogue. I'm just letting these good brothers cook, man. And that's how it's supposed to be. Miss JusDueBoxing, salute to my baby girl. And salute to everybody in the building. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button. Sub to the channel.
My thing is we don't need to go against anybody at all.
I definitely understand what 817 is saying, but I think I understand your approach when I see you do your interviews. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a different view, but I think what a lot of what he's saying is spot on. But again, it's all how you view it, right? I mean, and I think intent matters as well. You know what I mean? I think your goal or your mission is to get the content out there.
Yeah, like you know the last stand. You're not going to see that type of content either. You're not going to see that on the top ranked content.
He definitely gave you something good to think about, and that's not a bad thing. It's not. I don't think he came up here and said you're doing a bad job. I don't think that's the case.
Nah, but I don't need to have an opinion all the time. Remember, I told you about channels. Some channels do different things. You know what I'm saying? And we all got a different goal.
I get you.
You know,
I get you.
You know, and for to compare me with a champ side, you can't compare me with anybody. You got to compare me to someone that has started 2 months ago, like I have. That's who you can compare me to. I haven't been in the game long enough to be able to be compared to anybody.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a comparison in that way. I think he just was making.
I have more people than champ side, which is not true.
Yeah, no, because he, you know. Again, the way what you do and how he do is different, right? But I get what he's saying, man. I get what he's saying, but that's I mean, it's all how you look at it, bro. I don't think you're doing a bad job, bro. I think all of us are in a space where we could do better, man. Me, myself, everybody, right? With their content, man. So I mean, I watch the interviews, I get it, and I get what the point he's making as well. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, he's basically saying you allow certain fighters, you allow them to come up there. If you're not going to ask them questions of substance, then they're going to spew a whole bunch of shit that's going to muddy the waters. I think that's somewhere along the lines of what he was saying. That doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. You get what I'm saying? So
because I get spicy questions. They answer it, and other platforms use it as narratives all the time.
Right.
Some of the biggest channels are out there.
Right.
You know. Even Boxing Voice, everybody. I've been working with Fight Hype. They liked my work. I had to leave because I wanted to do my own thing.
Right. Nothing wrong with that. And never nothing wrong with that. Yeah, build it with character. Don't allow just anything on your space because they're name. Now that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, you hold their ass, they foot to the flame, and you hold them accountable. Salute to my bro Jim, man, and that Cash App, man. Much love, much appreciation.
And
bro.
we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Feel because that's what these platforms are for. You know, we just here to do a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to be able to give out great content,
right.
And however people feel, it's an opinion.
Right. And it's fine.
But someone to talk to me about who I am as an individual and how I think and stuff like that, that doesn't even sound right at all. Like it doesn't even make sense because how could you do that by talking to someone on a YouTube channel for several minutes? It's just there's no way. I mean, it's impossible.
Saying what you do with character and expect greatness from everyone. Yeah, that's this salute to my bro Tay D, man, and that's super. Yeah, he said Mill City don't. Don't take any of this the wrong way. Channel dope. That's what I'm saying, bro. Again, and he said it better right there. He ain't saying what you're doing is trash. He's saying what you're doing, do it with character and expect greatness from everyone. That's all. You have a standard, and not saying that you don't, but demand that from everybody. Don't allow people to come into your space and spew BS just because they got a name. That's what he's saying. It's not saying you've done it, but it's just a conversation, man. You do great work. I tell you that. You know what I mean? And salute to you and the work.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Let the entertainer be the entertainer,
and
let them entertain, let them cook, and you guys can have your own expectations for it. You guys could write on the comment section, and you can enjoy that, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And build a community that way. It doesn't need to be off of just like, yo, tell him what it is, man. Tell him that his son is not what it is. Tell him that you're doing cocaine. Tell him that you do. No. None of that. None of that. It's not going to happen.
Andrew Gray, what's good with it? Andrew, how you feeling, bro?
It's not going to happen. Tell him that, tell him that you really lost that Cambosa's fight.
Nah.
Yo, don't you think they know?
Nah.
Took it away from him. Don't you think
he definitely ain't saying that though. But like bro saying, like D1 saying, check that cap shit at the door is all he's saying. Yeah, don't allow nobody to come up there and just say anything because they got a name. Yeah, check the cap at the door. Salute to my bro TD. Much love and appreciation, bro. Undercard boxing, my bro. What's good with it? And I get it, man. Everybody got a way of doing things. That just puts something on your mind. We all got room to grow, bro. And we can't grow if we above any That's not even criticism. That's just information. That's a build. That's what that's what we do over here. So ain't nobody gonna come up here to tear nobody down. And the work you're doing, like he says, far from trash, bro. We understand. I understand what you're doing, and I ain't saying be messy because I did about a handful of interviews up here. I call them bills, bro. I'll never be messy, and they appreciate that. So we ain't saying do that. But like he said, I think that's a fair statement, and that's not saying you don't already do it. It's just put it on your mind if you ain't already think like that. Always demand greatness from the people, because what you striving to be great at what you do, and that's how you do it. You bring other people that strive to be great in the space that you in. You get what I'm saying? They respect your space as such, and they conduct themselves a certain way, certain information that they want to give to you that's good for the people, that ain't have to be messy. I think that's how I do it, and I'm new in that space talking to these fighters, but I'm gonna keep building with them because I feel like it's value in building with these fighters and really allowing them to connect back more with the audience, you know what I'm saying, and talking to the people. It's always good to do that, you know what I'm saying? And I always try to have builds of substance. That's why when I had these fighters on, it's people that I actually want to talk to, did my homework on. So when we get up here, we vibe out. So far, so good, man. I got a couple more fighters that I think about talking to, but we gonna see, man. We're gonna see, man. But now I keep pushing, man. And again, we share this content creating space together. So again, I do this content responsibly. I feel like, you know what I mean, and I make sure that I approach it with giving boxing is just due. That's how I feel like I'm a succeed in this space, just being me, genuinely me, and really giving these dudes their credit. I critique when I need to, but that just comes with the game. You can't, everything ain't good. You know what I'm saying? You got to critique them, but I make sure I don't tear down, the fighters. You get what I'm saying? If I'm ever doing that, I'm going against, you know what I mean? Right.
It's
I'm going against my message. Salute Edgar Chavez, Brody. What's good with it? D1.
Because these kids are young, man. I mean,
I'm
that's 35
why
years old. I'm 35
that's
years
why I said,
old. I've been there, done that.
Yeah, that's why I said I was cutting him a little bit of a break in terms of like being all over the place, because he's still trying to find himself. And just because you in that space don't mean you're gonna have it all figured out. But I think it becomes more alarming when you can see that a person don't have it figured out, but the head guy in front of you don't see an issue. It's like y'all don't see the issue, so there's not going to be an attempt to correct it. So you're bound to fail eventually, because y'all essentially are getting in each other's way. You get what I'm saying? It's like you think you're helping and you think it's good. Like I said, you don't get rid of the guy that care about you, but you do bring somebody else in that has insight that he just don't have. And I don't think that makes you less of a fighter. It makes you a smarter fighter for going to reach. That's why I respect AJ the way I do. Get what I'm saying? He took his losses, man, and lost 3 times, man. He done got knocked out bad and all types to get outboxed. You get what I'm saying? Embarrassed. So, but he continues to search for guys that he feel like can pull him to a level of greatness that he's still trying to reach. So that's why I got respect for AJ, and I think it'd be wise for Tio to take a page out of his book in that regard and try to find you somebody. You keep your father there because I believe in a game like dirty game like boxing. You need to keep the people around you that truly care about you, but you don't need to, let that be your downfall. Like, be a prisoner of your loyalty, you not wanting to tell people the right shit. And that's what 817 was speaking to too. Like, once you start to develop a relationship with people, and again, this is not just you. See, I was just playing the Punch Drunk interview. Salute to him. He obviously got some type of rapport with him where he could keep having him on his show. So again, if I'm doing that, I make sure I tell the fighters. Yeah,
Punch is cool with him. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I make sure I tell the fighters, like, I start to look at them like family when they come up here. So if we really start to establish that bond and you come in multiple times to the point where you feel comfortable talking to me off camera and about stuff like that, then I feel like you opening that door for me to at least be real with you. If I can't be nothing else with you, I'm going to be real with you. And that's all it is. You don't want nobody coming up feeding you a bunch of, just nonsense. And like for example, like you said, oh, my son is this, my son is that. It don't make you crazy to be like, hey man, I seen him the last time and he was just questioning himself. Like, are you sure is that don't sound like a fighter that, you get what I'm saying, is better than the rest of these guys. Like, you're going to get your son hurt. And again, that is one of the biggest reasons why I can't pick him to win. I'm not rooting against Tio. I think him on the top of his game makes boxing exciting and interesting, right? But with his father and them just not seeing the issue that is their relationship and everything that's surrounding that, like, you need to step out of that, bro. You need something different and something better. And I don't mean that in no disrespectful sense. I know that dude love his son, bro. He can't stop talking about him. That's all he do is talk about his son. And I would too if I had one, right? But I would be smart enough to know when you're getting in that man way. And you kind of peaked out. Y'all reached a high level of success together. It don't mean the journey is over. It just means it's time to bring somebody else along on the journey with y'all. That's all it is, bro. And it will make you a fucking better fighter because you have the skill set, athleticism. You need the discipline, the mentality, the focus. Like, those things, you need those qualities to build you up to the type of championship fighter that you're trying to be. Not having shaky performances and your father telling you you the best thing out there. That's not good, bro. That's not, and I understand what he's trying to do. You don't want to maybe make him question himself, but you don't want to make him think that he's better than what he is either, because you're gonna get him hurt. So it's like, which one do you do? Do you be real with him, or do you shine up, spray paint shit?
You chose to be in this business. You chose to be in this business. You do what you gotta do. Like I said, like, all my answers that all my questions, they answered before me asking the question. So it's a great interview. It's right. And I know it's good because, like, I see all these people using the content.
Yeah, now you good. He just gave me something to think about, and that's why I tell him. He know it. I tell him all the time. I appreciate him coming up because he always adds something, a level of depth to the conversation. That's all it is. He gave me something to think about. Bro.
That these boxers, they're watching.
Right. And again,
when they're talking,
I'm gonna continue to strive to give these dudes they credit. Like, I had my opinions and my criticisms, but I think I'm pretty fair, man. And even in a sport that's not fair, I'm pretty real to with the criticism I think I had for these fighters, man. And again, man, that's just something I observe. Like, I see the love for your son, but you don't want to get out the way. You don't want to let nobody else close. And I get it because of the way boxing is. But again, it got to be somebody else you can trust. You don't fight and participate in this sport this long to not build no solid relationships with nobody. What exactly are you doing, bro?
No, facts.
Like,
but
blame somebody some guidance, bro.
When
you know when you love them too much to do it. So it's like,
when you do things outside that are not helping your craft, how can you really perfect your craft? Look at all the greats in every sport. They didn't go into alcohol. They didn't go into drugs and all that. Right. So it's hard for you to perfect with your craft if you got a whole different life outside of it. You know?
Yeah.
Like Spencer Crawford. It's a that's a big topic. But then I talk to Zab and it's like, yo, they both do things that people don't know about, you know?
And that's why I say, man, That living that life, that fighter's lifestyle is also important. But again, having a guy to guide you and lead you down the right path, man, that dude needs discipline and focus. He don't need nobody after he just had a shaky performance and the whole world seen him asking, do he still got it? He don't need you telling him how good he is. What the hell? Prove it. We just seen it. We seen back-to-back shaky performances. We seen that you had zero instruction for him when the fight was this roughest for him in the Cambosis fight. It's only a matter of time before he run into that again.
As a coach, it's a yin and a yang because you can't go off of just you do this bad, you do this bad. You'd be amazed, right? I've been in several camps that Devin Haney has came into. A lot of people that his sparring partners, they give him like two guys that are not even at the weight class that he's at, and they do it for a confidence booster. They put you in with a guy to be confident. Then they put you in with someone with a different level. It happens all the time in boxing. I used to be a former fighter. And I'm a boxing coach now. So I think a lot of these guys that when they talk to me, they know about me. They do their research.
Fam, you work with Zab Judah, right?
Yes, he's my co-host.
All right, so peep game, right? He is the prime example of what I'm saying, right? He's the prime example of what I'm saying, bro. What Just is antiquating on and what Stormy touched on. He's the prime example. This man was unbelievable. He was an unbelievable talent. Unbelievable talent. Right. But once he attained such fame, he lost that hunger. We've seen it happen, right? Time and time again, right? In my life of watching boxing, I've seen it time and time again. It's hard for a man to get up and train when he's sleeping on them silk sheets. My thing is this, right? All of those guys around Zab Judah, right, did not have the character or the courage within themselves when they saw Zab deferring from the path that he was on, right, to say something for fear of being pushed outside of that circle, of not making him comfortable, this, that, and the third. But what they did was they basically let their mans get in the car, drunk, with no seatbelt, and let him crash into the wall. And they all watched it because they all benefited from it. Now, we can say the man achieved great success in his career and all of those things, and we would not be lying, right? Nope. But that hungry focus, Zab, the early humble Zab, if he kept that, and if the people around him kept those same things and didn't allow the fruits of his labor to poison their character as well, what could we have seen, right? What could we have seen? Now, to share space with him on a daily basis, right? You have to be having these conversations. These conversations had this conversation, or the possibility of this conversation, had to be come up because we're talking about boxing anyway. And there's no way I could share that space with Zab and not say that to him, right? Because if that made him uncomfortable or to a point to where he didn't want to work with me, then so be it. Fuck the name, right? Because me as a fan of boxing and having a true love for boxing and having access to a boxer like that, right? If we had those discussions, I would definitely antiquate such to him. That's what I'm getting at, right? Because substantially, your fans in the chat, right? Just like Ash said, put it on the fans, bro. Put it on the fans. But there's no way. I don't think it's going to be hard for your chat to continue to respect you if we have these type of discussions about these fighters or whatnot, and then you get them on your platform and have those opportunities and don't take a whole lot of
respect. I don't have a problem with respect though.
Right, but I'm just saying, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, and being able to antiquate such on that platform, right? Because you still have to be here on your platform once those guys leave, right? They can come on your show, cap a lot, say they did the interview and go on, right? But you still have to be there, and your chat is still going to have to look at you and respect you in such a way. That's what I'm getting at. There's no way I could be around Zab and do a show with him and not antiquate such things to him. You know what I'm saying? Or be talking about another fighter and allow the same cap that he spewed to run him into a wreck, or to allow this next fighter to run him into a wreck too. If you really T.O. partner, if you really biased, that, you know, if you really feel some type of way to where you making it as to where people can see your bias towards them, then you should be being honest with them too, if you really they mans.
But the thing about it is that like some people will call it bias, but I believe that there's a lot of people that don't like Tio, and that's what I believe. I believe there's a lot of, and don't worry, you guys have a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons not to like Tio. I understand that. The thing about me is I'm a 35-year-old man that has went through a lot in life. So I get the benefit of the doubt to some of these young entrepreneurs that are out here that are first time getting all this big money, big publicity, and the politics that come with it. We were talking about him shitting on Bod. Do you think he knew that? Nah, he didn't know that. He's learning now. He's learning firsthand.
And again,
he's learning firsthand.
Your pops, his pops was supposed to be able to like kind of, inform him when you going.
Dude, we see that though, right? From a long distance.
Yeah, like, so it's like that's why I'm like, yo,
I told you this a couple of times. I feel bad for Tio.
Yeah,
I really do.
Salute to my bro L-Dub, man. He got a question, Mills. L-Dub Boxing. He said, "What's good?" Ask Mills, did he ever ask Keyshawn about that Norfolk State homecoming fight in October? Tapped in. That's for you, Mills City. That's my bro L-Dub. Appreciate you, L-Dub. Much love and appreciate. Let me give you a just do real quick.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
I haven't talked to Key. I'm supposed to be talking to Keyshawn this week, coming up with him and his brother. I haven't talked to Keyshawn yet.
They supposedly got a fight date coming or something like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's another one that, he's a great fighter, but like I know a lot about him just off of the team. Like I know Bomac, like I've talked to Bomac 4 times, and like I'm cool with Shakur. I just did like 3 interviews with Shakur.
Mr. Vegas,
we talk a lot about all these guys that are in the camp. I think he's a great, tremendous talent. I just think that after coming off of an Anthony Yiggett performance, good performance, I think he could have got him out of there in the early rounds. We can't be screaming on Frank Martin. We can't be screaming on some of these big names with Jermaine Ortiz yet. I just think that we got to just build as fighters first, perform, get into your first 10-rounder and move on. You know what I'm saying? But he's a businessman. He calls himself the businessman. I understand what he's doing. Like I said, young fighters. You feel me?
Right. And I feel you. And I feel you.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
But as you antiquated on being a 35-year-old man, right? Right? Wisdom is the best teacher, right? Wisdom is the best teacher. I'm 44. I know what you're talking about, right? Wisdom is the best teacher. So what I'm saying to you is this, right? Initially, you're having those initial conversations or whatnot. But as you continue to go on and go deeper in conversation, and you hear that young man antiquate those things, and you actually understand that, hey, man, just like, look, we make fun of Bomac, right? But he said the right thing for Keyshawn. Hey, let that popcorn pop, right? Let that popcorn pop. He's not going to disparage or down his kid and say, hey, man, my kid talking too much. Really, he got more to learn, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Because in this generation, right, maybe the way I grew up, our coach would have said that, and that would have been that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he talking all that hot shit or whatever, but I still need him to do some things before he gets to that level, right? We live in a different age, right? You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker gonna talk it off different. Bomac said, "Let that popcorn pop." But what I'm saying is, when you're having that conversation with that young man and he doing those things or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Even when hey man, look, the fans are saying you're early on in your career. We know you have talent. You know what I'm saying? Really, you should, maybe kind of pump the brakes on those extra names. Not to say that you can't beat those names, but you're not at a point at which those names make sense for you right now. You feel what I'm saying? That's in a roundabout way. You're respecting your fans and their voice as well, because hey, that's the conversation for Keyshawn, right? That's the conversation on your. I mean, just for this instance, right? So for the last week, we know this Keyshawn interview coming up, and we all got these things to say in the chat. Then boom, you get Keyshawn on the show, and Keyshawn talking his shit. Bomac saying, "Let the popcorn pop." And you never bring it around that the fans have this, you know what I'm saying, have this kind of thing. Because it may be something you want to say too, but you can't say it to this kid in 2023 because he's a young kid, right? He don't have that wisdom that you have, right? This is what I'm saying to you. This allows you in a roundabout way to impart wisdom on the young man while he on your platform, still respect your platform and your fans, and also give him a bit to go with too. Whether he take it or not, it's up to him, right? But you in this platform, you showing character, right? You checking his character and also helping him build some if he lacking it. That's what I'm talking about, Mill City. That's what I'm getting at.
100% on that. Like I said, you go in different interviews and you can see it for yourself. You'll have the same guests. You have the same different interviewers asking the same questions, and you get different answers. I see it all the time with some of the best guys, Boots included. And I'll tell you, I don't mind asking a question as far as to get you to why you said something, because that's the opportunity of why I get to sit to ask that question. I do my homework and I ask the question. But as far as like what you do in the outside of boxing, bringing it in, how does it, I don't believe you when you say my son is the best. I don't need to debate on someone's son if they think he's the best or not. That's not what I'm doing on my channel.
Yeah, I get that, but I know one thing though. For me, and I always try to introduce the fighter to the audience that's here whenever I have somebody on. But I will say one thing I wouldn't want a person doing, like, just for example, hypothetically, like we having this conversation, right? And then I'm talking to Teo Senior, and you coming up here on this platform, which is mine, that we grind, we build every day with these people. And you're going to sit up here in my face and tell me how great your son is when we just seen him questioning himself. That's like a slap in my face. You just telling me I ain't watching, I ain't paying attention. Like, I know what you want for your son. In reality is different. You want him to be this great fighter, but he's not going to get there by you just spray painting his shit performances and calling it gold. Like, did you see how? No, we did see how he looked, and he looks shaky. And then the only thing you're doing, you coming out telling us how great he is. It's kind of insulting to me. Is the guy that's talking to you trying to build when you trying to build on bullshit. Let's have a different kind. I know you want the best for your son, but don't tell me he's the best thing. No, I don't want to hear that he's better than all these other dudes if he's not proving it when he's in the ring. You get what I'm saying? Like, not even to compare the two, but you got the other side. You got Dev and his pops. He at least doing his pops a favor by backing up that talk. He telling you his son bad, and his son showing you. You get what I'm saying? He continues. No,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
in the
I
same
don't want
time,
you to come
like you gotta talk about the level
and tell us how great like, we don't want that conversation. We know how great you want him to be, but tell us something real that we can level with. Like, he had a rough performance. Let's talk. Let's have a real conversation. I don't want to sit here. I know you want that man to be great. I would want it for him too. This is why we had these conversations. It's like, I would hope it'd get to him, bro.
I'm trying to keep these belts in America, period.
Get your affairs in order and focus. Lock in, bro. Stop. Y'all dudes need to delete social media. And I never thought I'd say that, because I know that's how y'all keep yourself relevant. But y'all, it's like a lot on y'all plate. Y'all too much trying to prove it to people instead of putting in the work. Your performances prove that you're the best in the world. Your father standing on platform to platform is only making it worse for you, because as he tell us how great you are, then you get in there and don't show it. We sitting here like, yo, bro, how long you gonna sell us this before you gonna turn people off from him? You trying to bring people to him, but you're gonna turn people away from him because you're not being real. You're not gonna be real with him behind closed doors, and you're gonna lie to us to our face. It's like you're gonna lose people. Like, you're gonna still have your core fan base, but you could be a lot bigger if you just keep it real. Your pops ain't keeping it real. I don't want to hear how great your son is, bro, because I ain't seeing that level of fighter right now. I'm not. And it's sad to say with him being only 25. Don't tell me your best days is behind you, bro. Don't tell me that. Because if you're not willing to understand that you need to get better and you need to go outside of your pops to do that, maybe he proves me wrong, but I just don't think so. Go get the help you need, bro. Focus, lock in. I love to see you at the top of your game. I love to see the best version of Teofimo possible fighting Josh Taylor. I don't want to see no mentally fragile dude because I don't think Josh Taylor is the guy to go in there. He is assured of himself. He, even with a shaky performance, he ain't sitting up questioning himself in the ring and all that. And I ain't giving him no out, but I think that man partied a lot. I think he did a ton of partying, a shit ton of partying after his last fight. Then he got in there. Catterall underestimated that man and got a wake up call. He should have lost, but I don't expect to see that type of guy in the ring against Tio. You get what I'm saying? I just don't think so.
Well, he's coming off.
I don't see him as a mentally. And that's just my opinion. I think he celebrated a lot after that win. These dudes are human, bro. I think he spent a lot of time, like me and my bro was talking about. He spent a lot of time probably cutting weight because you enjoyed yourself, and it almost bit you in your ass. You lucky that they bought that decision for you, whatever they did. But again, that's not a guy that's mentally weak. Listen to what Josh Taylor say when he talk, as opposed to what Tio talk, and tell me who you believe more. You get what I'm saying? You hear maturity with Josh Taylor. Tio, you still trying to prove it to people. You're not going to, you and your father, y'all got the same name, bro. I don't give a damn. Neither one of y'all are going to convince people you're great because you keep saying it. And you got to go in there and show us, bro. We want it for you too. I love boxing. I love to see the dude flipping and wearing the jerseys, doing this thing. That's entertainment. That's good for boxing, but not a guy that continues to struggle while his dad tell him how great he is. That's frustrating to me because you're going to get that man hurt. And then you're going to want us to feel sorry for him.
But when Tio was doing the flips, he was when Tio was doing the flips and wearing the jerseys and all of that shit, you know what Tio didn't have? He didn't have the belts. He didn't have all the lights and cameras focused on him yet. He didn't have it all yet, right? And I'm gonna say this. If Tio was taking on some of what Just was saying, if he was willing, if Tio Sr. was willing to take on some of that, to stop trying to tell everybody that they're great and go be great. You feel what I'm saying? And then every time somebody put the camera in their face, it wasn't, my son is great, my son is great, my son is great. No, we working to be great. Hey, we know we had a stumble. We working to be great because I can't lie to you about what you done seen. I can't lie to you about you seeing my son struggle in his marriage and have family struggles. I can't lie to you because they put that on camera. I can't lie to you about what happened in the ring with Sandor Martin. Why? Because they put that on camera. I can't lie to you about what happened with Cambosis. Why? Because it's on camera. They lives are on camera. We live in that age. Right? So for you to sit here and offer me some shit, you know, it leans nothing to your character and no substance to anything else you say, because I know you lying about what the fuck I've been seeing.
Exactly, bro.
So what I'm saying is Tio is in the best position he could be in to redeem himself. You know why? Because nobody thinks he can do it. Right?
Right.
But if Tio don't add a little humble pie to his plate, his motherfucking ass gonna be on the curb, and all of those hangers on and shit, they gone. When Zab was getting his ass whooped and becoming a journeyman and becoming a gatekeeper, there wasn't as many people fucking with him. He may not tell you that, but the truth in the matter is people walked away from him, and those were the same people that was allowing him to walk around streets and gamble on corners and fuck around and snort coke and do the shit and drink and do the shit that it took to deteriorate his career. So what I'm saying to you is, like I said, if you have access and you're around, don't participate in the destruction. Don't. And if that means your access is denied, then fuck it. Because it for the betterment of the person and boxing. You feel what I'm saying? And that person You're willing to at least get them to look in the mirror at themselves.
Yeah, see the thing, like once again, when we talk about Zab Judah, he's a co-host of mine. He's a guy that I can go into depth with things for sure. Anybody else that I don't share that same relationship with, man, they're gonna come into the platform, and if they're gonna make a fool out of themselves, they're gonna make a fool out of themselves, and then everyone gets to enjoy the entertainment. This is entertainment at the end of the day. Boxing is entertainment. Everybody got different
So,
characteristics. Some are
so,
clowns,
so,
some are
so
bullies,
listen.
some are
Davio,
villains,
what's
some
good,
are
bro?
So,
superheroes. That's just what it is.
so we got particular characters in camps, right? We do have characters in camps, right? One character I can always point out is Bernie the Boxer, right? He is a character with
I did an
access,
interview with him today. I know who you're
right?
talking about.
With access to a great boxer, right? He is a character, right?
Okay.
Bernie will go. If you let him go, he will go, right?
Right.
He will go, right? Now, we know at the end of the day, it don't matter what you try to nail Bernie down on, he gonna be Bernie, right? So that in itself is just going to be all entertainment, right? Because
All it is.
right.
Must see
Some look,
TV all the
I
time.
said in the chat, some cats have character and some are characters. It is what it is, right? But at the end of the day, Bernie not getting in that ring. You know what I'm saying? And Bernie do a lot of, things being a character. But I guarantee you he having character conversations with Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He'll never antiquate it. He'll never say that, you know what I'm saying, that they having real substantial conversations or some shit, or he'll really challenge him or whatever in a certain way. He won't say that in a way that makes his partner look weak, right? But on the cool, they having that. That's when you understand that you're dealing with a character. And that's what I'm saying with T.O. Sr. He's a character, right? I haven't seen him display character. I've seen him be a character the entire time.
He too busy playing the character instead of just playing real character.
You get to enjoy that character, and whatever he displays, whatever after June 10th, it all comes into fruition of what we think about them at the end of the day, because they do got a job. But in reality, as fans, we just gotta just accept the fact that we get some content. If you want to tune in, you tap in. If you don't, you don't. All the time I see when I put it on Senior, everyone says, "Yo, must see TV." Always must see TV. You want to see this dude talk, even if it makes sense, don't make sense, freaking delusional, whatever.
Well, see, Mill City, I'm a little different, right? Like American Idol, like everybody loves to watch American Idol to see people make a fool of themselves, bro. Yep. As soon as they start, I turn it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like I don't like to watch anybody make a fool of themselves, and then people around them know that they're making a fool of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the person that's making a fool of themselves is being genuine. They not being the character. You know what I'm saying? Right. They being genuine. They genuinely showing who they are. And the people around them don't have substantial character within themselves to where they're making fun of this motherfucker just being themselves. I don't find that humorous, right? Because I know at the end of the day, once that person finds some self-awareness, right? Become self-aware and starts building character within themselves, they'll be able to return to that and see all those that, seen who they were genuinely being, but were made fun of. You know what I'm saying? Because their lack of character and my lack of self-confidence and character within myself. You did? So it's cool, T.O., he must see TV. Not for me, because you know what? I know he gonna get on there and be a character. He's not going to provide anything of substance. I'm at a point now, just like you said, you 35, right? I'm in my early 40s. Bro, I'm at a point now, I don't have time for entertainment. I have time for substance and character, because I know through my experience at the end of the day, that's what's gonna last, right? This flash in the pan shit for entertainment is just that, right?
Yeah.
All right.
and they got to make sure.
There's a lot of casuals in box. There's more casuals than boxing purists. Mandatory. Why we see that Ryan Garcia and Tank sold so much in their pay-per-views. Whereas boxing content creators, man, we're gonna get a lot of casuals, and they're gonna pay bills as well.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, get your money, pimp. I ain't saying, you know what I'm saying, run everybody out from your shit. I'm just saying, shit.
Right.
You know, there has to be some character or some substance within it somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Just because a motherfucker jump on your platform and run off with a bunch of cap, you know, and you just be like, well, that's just who he is. But I had him in here. You know what I'm saying? Like it really don't add shit to the plate.
But like I said, for some
was good with it.
But for casuals, it will be a side of entertainment for some casuals out there.
They gotta be careful that they ain't getting caught up too much in playing the character instead of doing what they came for. You know what I mean? To be great, you gotta. Again, it's like I said with Montana Love, he got a little bit of that going on. You too much with the outside shit. Got your inside the ring performances are starting to suffer. And I think you've done a good job bringing this attention to yourself, but you haven't responded to the attention very well. And I like him too. People be calling him trash, mid. I still be trying to have hope for him, but
you know why they call him trash and mid? But you know why? But you just touched on it though, because the motherfucking sauce don't match the substance, bro.
Right.
You can sell some shit for only so long, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Sooner or later, I mean, hey, you can't. That lens don't lie, bro. That lens do not lie.
I just did an interview with Blair Cobbs and Zab Judas. Blair Cobbs always saying he could beat the top welterweights like Spence, Crawford, and Boots, and we all know that's not true. Zab let Blair let him know, like, listen, you're not ready for those two. If anything, you should probably try to fight Adrian Broner. And it is what it is. That was real, man. But that was also characteristics of Blair Cobbs that made a lot of views on my channel for that particular.
Yeah, because he's a character though. I think he cool with it. He 33. He got his mind made up. T.O. 25. He got some more hope. Blair is his Blair. He don't give a damn. He just gonna crash out.
That's true. That's very much true. But like I said before, man, I feel bad for T.O. when it comes to that and having a mentor. I feel bad. But I'm not gonna. I can't step on people, bro. I can't step on you just because I see the bigger picture. I don't kick people when they're down. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
So just this is an honest question. Do you think it actually? Let's go on the opposite end of the spectrum when we talk about like some of these other fighters that are more subdued or don't want to do these press conferences. For example, I'm going to use Virgil for example.
You know what? It's never happened because now he understands his skill. He understands his level. Father understands.
You cut out, bro.
No, I stopped because the video.
Oh no, I paused it. I ain't gonna play this yet. I'm just setting up for the next once you done doing what you're doing.
No, but what I'm saying, like, I'm gonna use Virgil Ortiz or some of these young Mexican fighters that don't like doing press. I think that's gonna hurt them in the long run because they don't want to promote. They will refuse to not do like pressers or whatever. They just leave the ring and you're not expanding your fan base by doing that. There's even some young American fighters that do that just walk outside the ring after they finish their fight. They don't want to do an interview. They just walk, leave the ring and not do an interview with the press or something like that. And that's going to hurt you in the long run. You're not expanding your fan base by doing that. You're alienating a whole bunch of potential fans by not doing interviews and giving yourself exposure.
Yeah, I think they all, a lot of fighters kind of struggle with that, trying to find balance in between doing the right interviews and too many. Some are just the way they are. They're not too much worried about the celebrity side of it. Good example of it. Jared Anderson. He got, you know what I mean, he got a lot of people looking at him and they want him to talk more, but he don't care. And it's like you get it to a certain degree. So that's why the guys that are outspoken like a Keyshawn, I could appreciate, because then you got a guy like Jared Anderson that is looking like the goods. People still call him the hype job, even though he looking solid, but you know, he's a quiet guy. So it's like I could appreciate it on both sides, but I think it's a balance. It's a balancing act for these fighters in between doing too many interviews and just doing the right ones. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe
you don't want to end up being like AB. I mean, it's a cautionary tale. The reason I love AB, right, is because he's an open book and always has been since back in the gap. You know, his About Billions and all of that. And his vlog, actually the one that started all this shit. Nobody really want to give him the credit. He knew how to market this shit. Right. But he actually is of this social media time. And what I mean by that is he's on social media, he's constantly posting or whatnot, and he actually gave you insight into who he was all the way around, good, bad, and indifferent. And don't lie about it, right? That's what make AB stand out. AB stands out from a TO because he don't lie about his warts. It is what it is. Why? Because he know you seen it. You feel what I'm saying? So those are the things. Like, a loss is not what's going to kill you. It's your character. If you don't have no character, no substance behind who you are, then the shit gonna end up bad.
And this is an honest question. After the Tank fight, does the perception of Ryan change for you guys? Like him not like the history of him pulling out of fights. Does that perception change for you guys for him finally taking this Tank fight? Like, does it change, or do you think he needs to continue doing that?
With him, it's case by case basis. Like you got to give a guy like that chase Tank, or chase the name that is Tank Davis for so many years. You give him credit for finally getting in there, but you also want to see what he do after this. Is he going to tail tuck, or is he going to really go for it? Because he got one or two ways you could go, and I feel like if he real about being a great fighter or trying to be one, and I think the first smart move was the Derrick James move. Now let's see if it works out, if he's able to stay the course and really improve under this dude and take this shit a lot more serious. But we'll have to see.
Let's hope he doesn't use the word collaboration like he did with Joe Goosen. That was a bad sign when he said that during the interview.
I got you, 817. Little salute. That was a bad move.
You're going to learn exactly who he is when he fights Rolly. Because Rolly right now, he's gun shy and he could crack. And at the end of the day, there's a question mark right now with Ryan Garcia if he could have got up after that Tank Davis body shot. I believe that when he got hit with that body shot, he before even getting hit with that shot, he was like, "Yo, what can I do? This dude kind of got me figured out and just gave up."
Yeah,
some people say that's a great shot.
I seen him try to fight it a bit. Because you seen when he took the shot, you see, especially when you see the replay, you see how his body moved when he took that shot. You seen that arm go down, and he tried to fight it for a bit, couldn't do it too much, and then went down. I think at that point, that was the most hurt I think he's been in a boxing ring. You get what I'm saying? I don't think he was willing to push it past that point. I give him credit for getting in there, but he'll get more respect from me if he continue to move and take on real fights. Like that was no doubt a real fight for him. You know what I'm saying? So it's a real test. But let's see, man.
That's the king of the division right there.
Let's see what he do. Let's see what he do next, man. I respect
and also
him
for me, I think I'm gonna say this before you start this video with Loma.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure if you guys agree. It hinders boxing a little bit when you're focusing a little bit way too much on the casual fans and not trying to expand your hardcore fan base. It seems like you're so focused on the what is it called? The casual fans that are in and out.
Yeah, I think
it's not trying to get more, or not trying to focus on your hardcore fans, the people who have been with you since the beginning, and stuff like that. The sport.
Yeah, that's a good point, but I'll say to that I think part of the reason it appears that way is because I think most fighters don't know who their core fan base is, and you got to think. I mean, part of that. How can I put this, man? Guys go to particular, platforms. Those people don't necessarily have your biggest fans in their chats. You get what I'm saying? So that when y'all do these platforms the way y'all do, like these dudes don't talk boxing like we talk boxing. They don't get up here and do no 3-4 hour lives. We did a 5 hour and some change live yesterday. They don't do that. You get what I'm saying? So I think they need to, do a better job at identifying who their core fan base is. That's something I said a long time ago, and I think that's why a lot of people miss the mark, because y'all isolate yourselves from the same people that y'all want to support you. You get what I'm saying? People have zero access to you outside of watching you fight and having to pay for it. They never get anything back from the fighter, obviously, then you just fight him. And I get that, but I think it's more of a responsibility that come with it when you really got people spending their hard-earned money to watch you and be the reason.
Do more. I think the young fighters need to know how to, like, for me, guys like Virgil, if he doesn't want to do regular, what is it called? Regular interviews after fights, like what is it called? Like, what is it called? Those after fight interviews with like ESPN or something like that. What they can do is go on YouTube and find a channel, like a channel that supports them or channels that criticize them, and go and do interviews on those channels and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I mean, again, it falls along the lines of them identifying who the core fan base or their core audience is and who really rock with them, and allowing that audience to then have a level of access to you. And access to you don't mean we need your address and your phone number, bro. But if you could come on one of these platforms that people support heavily and where they, they give you your just due, then I think that goes a long way for the people. Like, for example, I've said this when it comes to Bill, he's made several appearances on platforms, and I think, everything is never going to be all good. It's good that come with it, it's bad that come with it, but I'm pretty sure he's willing to accept that. You get what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he's embracing the good that's coming with it. And I think some of the good that comes with making yourself available to these platforms is you get to connect with these different audiences in a different way. They get to hear you and appreciate you in a different manner, and they don't feel like you hold yourself up here and them down here. Like I think that's a big issue with athletes, with people in general, celebrities, any of that stuff. Like, they isolate themselves from the people that they expect to support you, and we supposed to just spend, hours on end just paying attention.
The perfect example is Canelo.
And
Canelo is a perfect example of that.
Yeah,
he seems to isolate himself from his fans.
He had never hit a YouTube platform. And again, some of these dudes, I don't know if they chasing the numbers in the interviews or what, or do you want substance in your interview?
Yes.
Do you want to speak to people that really rock with you?
It's the trust, bro. Like, Shakur don't go on with everybody.
Yeah,
He said he was
that's
gonna
my
come
boy
on with
too.
me.
He gonna have to. He gonna have
I'll
to.
tell you right now. Before going on with Shakur, he told me, he's like, yo, I had to watch your platform. I had to listen to your questions. I say that he says, oh.
I heard him tell you, say, like, the questions that you ask and stuff like that. And again, I think the more, it's good that he was observant enough to view your work and then make a decision like that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's doing a little bit of homework, at least, to identify somebody that you could connect with, go up there and speak your piece with. And that's really what it's all about. It's about building in boxing and not tearing it down. And one of the ways to do it is allow yourself to, have a little, have your people have a little bit of access to your story and the person that you are. You get what I'm saying? It's always dope.
Yes. So, Mill City, I have a question. Besides Shakur, have you done any other fighter interviews on your channel?
Who, Mill City? What? Man, you gotta go look him up, bro. Yeah, he got a ton of interviews, bro.
So the reason why I'm asking that is because I'm not sure if you've done an interview with Diego Pacheco.
I have. He wants me to give him his nickname.
I have one, the Dragon.
Dragon. Who is that? Who nicknamed the Dragon?
No,
sound like a
Diego wants Mill City to give him a nickname.
Oh,
I'm giving an idea.
Oh,
is
you
what
said
I'm saying.
the Dragon. Oh, that's funny. He didn't want to become a meme. Yeah, Ryan. They still got him when I deleted it now, though. They Tim Tebow'd him. They
Bro, what was your question,
honestly,
bro?
They Tim Tebow'd him.
Oh no.
What was your question?
No, what I asked was, besides Shakur, have you
no,
what are your other fighter
Diego
interviews?
Pacheco. You asked me about Diego Pacheco. What about him?
No. Have you done an interview with him lately? Is what I'm asking.
Probably like a month and a half ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try to find it when I jump off later in a few minutes. But I want to try to because I'm a big Diego fan and stuff like that.
Fighter.
Is he a very humble kid, or is he one of these fighters that's very arrogant and like overconfident with his skill?
This dude, he's a humble kid, but in the same time, he knows he got the goods too. Check out the interview, bro. Like you'll see who he is. You know, he talks about how good he is against guys like, you know, Canelo, sparring Benavidez, and you know, he sparred Brandon
He spars
Lee
with Benavidez and Canelo? I didn't know that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, Diego's part of their camp, Benavidez camp.
Oh, wait. You said he sparred with Canelo, so he was in Eddie Reynoso's camp too?
He got him ready for Billy Joe.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow, that's surprising to me. Yeah. No. Thanks for answering that question because I want to try to see that interview after I jump off. Yeah, let's watch this video.
Go check him out. He got a lot of interviews, a lot of good work, a lot of different fighters.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Switch over to this, man. Salute to Teofimo. Like I said, him and his pops. It is what it is, man. Only they can make the necessary changes to be successful. Maybe they feel like they already in that space, but we'll find out June 10th for sure. And again, like none of my content is ever centered around, you know, dissing the fighters, but dudes, I feel like that's what was missing in sports as a whole, especially in boxing, self-accountability and people just being honest. Like, how are we at a point in boxing? I remember I went to watch Kenny Sims fight a couple Christmases ago, right? Kenny Sims
went on with him yesterday.
You know what I'm saying? I went to go watch him fight. He fought Keyshawn Williams. He did his thing. Calvin Ford fighter beat him, did his thing. And I remember having a conversation because my cousin knew him personally. So I remember hearing him, talking to my cousin, and it's crazy. We had a point in boxing where you can't even tell a person that you think somebody will beat them without them taking that personal. These dudes get bent out of shape. They don't want to talk to you. I'm not kissing no fighter's ass, bro, to talk to him. Like, that's weird. You should respect the fact that I'm real enough to tell you what I think and who I think could beat you. And you should want to prove me wrong. If not, you get what I'm saying? They make that a personal thing when you say, I think such and such will beat you. It's a weak mind. It's a weak way of thinking. Like, I don't know how boxing got, soft like that, but you should be able to tell somebody the truth. You should be able to hold somebody accountable, and it shouldn't be an argument or, you know what I mean? Somebody go left on you because you're being real with them. And again, that's what's wrong. Like, for example, I got somebody that I know, a good bro of mine. He had an opportunity to speak with Keith Thurman. And now again, not that he got up there and he started to be messy with him, but he kept it real with him and held him accountable. He ain't let Keith Thurman sit up there and tell him a whole bunch of bullshit. And now initially he didn't take it well. He probably got in his feelings, but then his man that was with him, I think his coach or one of his best friends or something like that, told him, man, hey, you need to revisit talking to that guy. He was telling you, he was being honest with you. Like, that's what you need. And come to find out that man got a bunch of yes men around him and people that don't keep it real with him, which is probably why his career went the way it went. Like, it fizzled out the way it is. And fortunately for him, he still only got the one loss, but I think he could have been at a different point had he had different people around him. Like, everybody loves a winner. You get what I'm saying? And then you win for so long, people get accustomed to that. and then they have a hard time being honest with you and keeping it real with you. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what he started to get. You get what I'm saying? Even falling in love with his nickname one time, and you not people around you not real enough to tell you, hey man, you might not just be that guy no more. You know what I mean? So again, man, that's what's missing in boxing, man. I feel like a lack of self-accountability and people holding people to their word, man, and to a standard. And without you know, it going back and forth. Jake Paul legit next Canelo. And said he subscribed, Mills said he salute to you and appreciate that. But something else, man, something else I wanted to talk about, man. I wanted to chop it up on with Lomachenko, man. And he has some interesting things to say about Devin Haney. So I'm gonna just play this little clip, man, like we do, and I'm gonna get my thoughts on it. But he was saying a lot of stuff, man. This dude, let me just play it real quick because it ain't that long.
If Haney fights Tank, what happens?
It's never happened.
I agree.
You know what? It's never happened because now he understands his skill. He understands his level. VASYL understands his level. And now I think he go up in the 140 and still
gonna
get killed. No. He going 140 and still fighting, you know, just regular boxer.
But not Regis, not dangerous fights.
No, of course. Not now. Maybe after 1 or 2 years, maybe.
Well, I consider that last little part. That was funny. That was funny. I mean, look, you could say what you want. You could take that how you want. He just gave his assessment. I think him and his team are sore losers, though. In terms of the reason why I say that is not just this loss. I could find an excuse that they made at the Salido, this one at the Tio, and then this one at the Devin Haney. To me, that's too much. That's not a coincidence. That's math. That's 3 different times. So it's like you still a damn good fighter, and I feel like the reason your team carried this way again, everybody loves a winner. And what did Lomachenko do for most of his career? He won, right? Especially as an amateur. So all you had people around you telling you how great you was. You the next this, you the next that. That type of talk elevated you. You turned pro. You started hearing the same thing. Imagine the feeling when he lost to Salido after they sat there and put you up on his pedestal. You asked for an opportunity. They gave it to you. You fell short. They don't give him an opportunity. They don't make that. He was pampered. They didn't make him earn it. They looked at his amateur record and they said, you know what? Because of that, you deserve opportunities in the pros without even working for it. That's BS. That's why he was always pampered, and they never made him earn it. Like you got a title shot in your second fight, you lost, and they turned around, gave you another one back to back. It's like, are you serious? Maybe if this dude had to work for it a little bit more, he'd be at a different spot right now. But I think because I'm not saying he ain't worked. I feel like his best work was done as an amateur. That's just me, though. I don't think he ever beat no great fighter. I don't think that. I don't think he beat no Hall of Famer. I don't think he got no Hall of Famers on his resume. A lot of what they selling us on
he got Linares.
It's like proper. Yeah, maybe I'll give him a Linares, but you get what I'm saying. It's that ain't Linares was like when you fought him, one of the best.
You don't fuck with Gary Russell?
No, I like Gary Russell, but even that, you get what I'm saying? Like even that, he got dropped in that fight. It was a split decision win, but he got dropped, and Gary Russell never got credit for it. It probably would have made that fight a damn draw. That's why I never really, you know what I mean? Even that win was overblown. They made it seem like he completely just outclassed him. Did y'all look at the fight? Did y'all watch the fight? Yeah, he got in his ass. He did. He got on Gary's ass, but this fight was a split decision, and he got dropped, and he was never credited with his knockdown. So it was like. And that was another position of privilege. Like you didn't earn that spot. They just gave it to you. So it's like same thing with this. Devin Haney gave you an opportunity. You get what I'm saying? All the opportunities in Top Rank afforded you, and you still wasn't able to get, you know what I mean, accomplish undisputed. Why not? You get what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Gary Russell, he wasted a lot of great years spending too much time talking and not enough fighting. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really hurt his career, in my opinion, being stubborn and stuff like that. Yeah, you think Gary a Hall of Famer? I don't think so. I like him. I love me some Gary Russell, but I don't think he's no Hall of Famer. I think he had too much inactivity and a lack of big fights eluded him. You know what I mean? I think his unwillingness to move out of featherweight when you seen that those dudes didn't really want to fight you. One way to kind of fix that, you notice when guys had that problem, what do, y'all? They move up. They don't just sit there and keep calling dudes out 2 weight classes above them. No disrespect. You calling a guy out 2 weight classes above him, call him hoes. But you won't go to his weight class and prove that he a hoe. You gonna sit from featherweight and call him out. And like where a fight is never gonna happen. That's the only thing I hated about his career. Different damn near right. Yeah, it is definitely true. Wildfire definitely scored different. It would have made Gary Russell have a draw. Facts. It would have been a draw, bro. Tripping on his Loma. Yeah, Loma, bro. Look, I mean, I'm not mad at his assessment. They begging the people to take Undisputed and give it to Loma. You get what I'm saying, bro? Get what I'm saying, bro? They just, know what I mean, make up a belt for Loma so he could retire, right? He might go back down to 130. You know what I'm saying? With his privileged ass. But again, he said Devin Haney will never fight Tank. He said because he knows his level. So he feels like after he fought him, he knows where he stands as a fighter, and he feels like he don't think he's on that level. So because of that, he don't think we'll ever get a Tank Davis and Devin Haney fight. And not only that, he seems to feel like he gonna go up to 140 and fight regular boxers. But I will be fair and say he did say maybe 2 years he start to go after them guys, but who knows, because Devin Haney got himself in a real interesting predicament, you know, our situation, should I say, in terms of him introducing to the world that he he contacted Eddie Hearn about Regis. That's going to become something that people are going to expect if you go to 140 next. And if you don't do it, then you already know how people going to talk. So
did you hear my interview with Regis a couple of days ago?
Oh, when you saying what he said about Haney, right?
Yeah, because they were going at each other on Twitter, and he said that Haney's in a tough position right now.
Absolutely.
You know, coming off of like, yo, if you go down, stay at 135, you're gonna have to deal with that one killer, Gervonta Davis, or you're gonna have to deal with that dude Shakur Stevenson that don't lose rounds.
Right.
And then he goes and says, I don't think you could beat anybody in the top 10 at 140. And he said he'll knock him out and really, really hurt him.
Yeah, he said it hurt him bad. I expected Regis, and it's crazy because Regis is consistent with that, because somebody asked him that off camera about that fight, and he said the similar things, and he said he just don't think he'll be able to keep him up off him. He said it'll be a good fight, but he won't be able to keep him up off him, and he don't know how he'll be able to hold to that power. And he said something similar when he talked to you. So I'm just like, he's pretty damn consistent. And that would be the question, just to be real. That's the question that people will have. Can you keep Regis honest? And can you handle the power when he is successful? That'll be the problem.
Yeah, that's my thing, Just Do. And salute, man. Thanks for having me on here.
You already know you're always welcome up, bro. He says Loma Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I think they'll say yeah because of the accomplishments. Like, they're gonna disregard the fact that he was privileged and given these opportunities after opportunity. They're just gonna count it up, because that's why they build him as he's so great, building him as he's so great now. I think it's the accomplishments, the fastest, the win this title and that. But you were giving him opportunities from the rip. And I always said
Loma, right?
Loma was a very good fighter, but he's not great to me. That's just to me. Some of the skills might be great, but is he an all-around great fighter? To me, no, because he wouldn't have 3 losses. He wouldn't have lost to a journeyman and Solito, a prospect and Teofimo, and a spoon-fed kid in Devin Haney, right? That ain't never worked for nothing and got everything handed to him. Just imagine losing to those people. Imagine Floyd losing to them type of fighters. Like, it just would never happen. So he a damn good fighter, and he always going to be that. I appreciate his skill set and his talent, but I don't like the mentality of Team Lomachenko. They do a lot of whining for me.
And to double back on that, right? His skill set, we have to be like specific with his skill set. Like, yeah, he has extraordinary like footwork. He has a very amateur style type of a fighter still, even coming into the pros. He neglects the body work a lot. He's a smaller guy coming up to 135.
And gives up body shots, because that's not an area of concentration in the amateurs.
Yo, so facts, bro. Like, yo, are you going to, like, attempt to try to block one of these? Like, for real? And then, I just put up my interview with Buddy McGirt. Lomachenko, he has a crafty type of a style that kind of exposes everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's a special type of a fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Loma
not
definitely
necessarily
a special type of fighter.
100% well-rounded.
Yeah, special for sure. just not that level of great that they sold us. And
right.
I think people have a problem. Y'all can't. If he was what y'all said he was, he'd be done. He would have been undisputed, bro. He would have won Saturday night. And you just got to think that beat Pretty Boy Floyd ain't losing to no 24-year-old, bro. Like, I mean, if he'd have fought a young, he would have whooped their ass. Is what I'm saying. There's no slight to that. That's all I'm saying. Like you was that guy. If you was the guy that could beat a Pretty Boy Floyd in his prime and of the same cloth as Ali, you don't lose to Devin Haney on that Saturday. You just don't lose, bro. And that's no slight to that. But again, that's high praise. Pretty Boy Floyd. I've been mad. I ain't never letting that go. Yeah, I'm sorry. That always pissed me off. I started to think, I said, man, Floyd would have mopped him, yo. Like he been too long, too big. He'd have beat Loma ass. He'd have treated him like a little boy in the ring to me. I swear he would have. I see him stopping him. And I know that people don't see it, but I do. Like I see Tank stopping him. Now, I don't know why. And I comment on Instagram. People love to at me, but damn, where they be at when I go live? I'm not even that type of person, but damn, lately I'm on that. Every time I state my opinion, somebody make me want to, like, I gotta explain to them why I see Tank knocking Loma out right now. That man, 35, he's slowed down. He is no longer the Matrix. He won't be the Matrix against nobody. Is athletic as Tank, is quick as Tank, and that's the thing. He won't have those little advantages that make him special against Tank. And he won't be the Matrix the same way he wasn't against Dev. The only difference is you'll be getting hit a lot harder, and I don't see you making it out 12 rounds. I see you. Then he had his hands in his pockets against Tio. What you think you're going to have, like, just thinking about Tank hit, you're going to be hesitant to throw, bro. You're not going to want to go balls to the wall. Go ahead and do it. I love to see you do it, because I know we gonna catch a gnat, bro. Whatchamacallit, what's good with it? Loma versus Tank. Dad will take a one off to get his heart back before Bill and Dad start calling. Whatchamacallit, what's good, fam? Man, I feel Tank was sitting a little bit to the shadow realm after lullabying him and taking his soul. I'm telling you. Yo, them and they hurt bad too. They hurt bad. Yo, them punches be distinct. And again, just like he said, it's funny how he was saying how Dad wasn't a puncher and all this stuff before the fight. So if I'm feeling like, listen, I'm sorry. If I'm gonna say you're not a puncher and you can't punch, I'm gonna fight you like that too. I'm gonna fight you like you can't punch. Like Sean Porter felt the way against Paulie. He felt like Paulie ain't have nothing, and he treated him like that. He's just a prime example. If you feel like Devin Haney couldn't punch and he had no power, why was you so respectful? Why was it still a chess match? Why you ain't just go in there and be the Matrix and just beat his ass? Why you ain't do that? Something tells me that you ain't like the way them punches was feeling. Like punches hurt, bro.
Yeah.
Like ain't nobody.
He moved around too much.
You get what I'm saying? Like this guy, man. So I'm like, man, you didn't fight him like a guy, a young boy that didn't have no power. You know what I'm saying? You fought him like you was very respectful to what was coming back. You know what I mean?
He fought him like the 12th round took everything from him when Haney was landing all them body shots. And I know he did, but you know how Loma privilege work. He go ahead and tell him, yeah, I gave Haney the 12th round because I felt I did enough. First off, you never give a round away in a championship fight, especially undisputed.
Absolutely
you especially don't give away the 12th round. But what it was is Haney was killing his body.
I got something else on that.
Yeah,
right, I'm gonna take this down. You're exactly right. That's why I said, and that's a mentality that you expected a 24-year-old to have.
You're the opponent. You're not even the champion.
Yeah, you ain't expected the 35-year-old vet to be thinking like that, bro. Like that's the thing. Like what was that, a team decision or was that a Loma thing? Did you say like, you know what, I'm good, I'm gonna just coast on this? Like I'm never gonna understand that.
I don't even argue with people who say Loma won. I figure out if they even know anything. I ask them, okay, they'll say I gave him the 12th round. As soon as they say they gave him the 12th round, I say, how you give him the 12th round when the judges gave Haney the round, Loma gave Haney the round, and Haney gave Haney the round? You sound crazy.
Right.
But you know what it is though, and the reason why people could and was bad for boxing is the scorecards. That's the bad thing. Like, I'm not mad at the announcement of that Haney won. I think he did enough to do what he had to do. But those scorecards are so off. It should be a split decision. You definitely got to give the 10th round to Loma. Little things like that. You know, we had a 16-12 round. I mean, it's not good for boxing.
Yeah. That's what kind of threw stuff off a bit, that 116, 112. But you know what? At the very least, I could look at it and say the card was off, the scorecard was off, but I'm still reasonable enough to look at it and say if they put it 1 point the other way, he still loses. So I'm not being bent out of shape about it, but at the same time, I'm looking at the judge like that type of stuff don't need to happen.
But maybe we don't hear all this robbery talk. If it
right. That's what I'm saying. And let's let that they're not doing us, the fans, the people, no favors when they got a wide scorecard after we just seen a close ass fight. You get what I'm saying? So
it was hard for me to sleep. I ain't gonna hold you. It was hard for me to
for
sleep.
me, it was like, again, like I initially just watching it, I definitely seen it for Dev, but it was like once I did, do my homework and I seen that this guy said he didn't give 100%. I was like, oh, cool. I definitely ain't wrong, because I'm not like, imagine that. Imagine him being your favorite fighter and you hearing that he took the 12th off because he took his foot off the gas. Shakur, my guy, if he tell me he took his fucking foot off the gas in a close fight, do you know how mad I'd be, especially if he lost it? Bro, I'll be on his ass like you. Just no way you can do that. It's no, and that's why I said Clarissa Shields is just the female version of what they tell you Loma is. Yeah, she did all that. Look at all that history she got in 13 fights. She did it in 13. You get what I'm saying? She got the mentality. She trying to win every round. Loma, take notes. And that's a female talking like that. And she said it. She don't understand guys. Why the hell would you give away 5 rounds? Got to be out your mind. So again, respect the Lomachenko, but you didn't close the fight like the champion that you are. You get what I'm saying? You didn't do it. You showed an extreme ton of inexperience in that regard to thinking that you could take the 12th round off. And people don't talk about that enough. That's why I pulled this up with Teddy Atlas. And again, this fight going to continue to be talked about because people going to speculate,
until they get a rematch.
Yeah, Loma saying Dav is scared to rematch him. I got to call BS on that. I don't want to say scared. I mean, the young man fought you the first time. You get what I'm saying? He gave you the opportunity. He didn't have to. So the scared talk, do he really feel like it does anything?
If I'm not mistaken,
he's trying to talk himself into the rematch.
Loma has said something like, after the fight, I don't need no rematch because I beat him. Like, he was talking real saucy. So all this new rematch talk, it's like he shouldn't even rematch no dude like you that's a super sore loser. Like Haney said, everything was built for him to win. He had the crowd. Haney was getting booed on his way to the fight and on his way out. It didn't just start at the end. He was getting booed no matter what was going to happen. And you still didn't take it home. You know what I mean? So
right.
I say Haney has to fight at, if he fights at 135, it has to be Tank or Shakur. If it's anybody else, he ducking. But if he go to 140 and fight Regis, I give him credit for that. And let's see if his power pick up.
Me too.
What happens if he don't fight anybody in the top 10?
At 140?
Yeah.
They gonna call him out. People gonna
call him out.
To.
I'll call him out too, because he already been talking too much on it. And I'm a Haney supporter, you feel me? I'm from Cali, so it's like I'll call him out on it. You'll hear me on here calling him out if he did that. But I got faith. I know he finna fight Regis next.
Right. And again, it's like he got a difficult decision to make. I definitely don't advise that he be depleted and fight one of them killers, man. Because I
don't either. I think he's a vacate and stay at 140.
I'm going to say this with confidence. I don't care how much people love this dude. If he is depleted against Tank Davis, that is a handicap that he don't need. Telling you, you could be tough. Remember, you're not taking the punches. Don't expect that man to do something crazy.
Before the Loma fight, I had Haney whooping Tank before the Loma fight. After the Loma fight, I don't think he should fight Tank at 135. I think that's over. And then he'd have to do it at a catch weight or at 140. But other than that, he shouldn't see nobody at 135. Shit, Loma said it took him 3 tries to make weight. I mean, I think he done. He been at it since 16. He had the power when he was younger because it was more natural to his weight. He older now. He getting dropped like that Alex Pereira dude. Getting knocked out, fighting against you know what I mean? That weight cutting is for real.
Yeah. And again, man, you see some of these dudes passing out and all types. Rolly definitely don't deserve no type of rematch.
Hell no.
Around the Loma 115, 113. One thing I could say though, one case where Loma kind of did make a little case for herself to some degree, but the thing about it is it's still only 1 round. He had a couple rounds, maybe 2, where he kind of dominated a little bit. Dev never had that type of moment in the fight where he actually, but I tell you what he did do that was very key. When he decided to kick up, at that point, usually when Loma does that, that's when he takes over the fight and overwhelms this guy. He either gets you up out of there or he continues to beat your ass. And Dev kicked up enough for him. He removed that play from him. He wasn't able to overwhelm him and kind of put him into this matrix, as they like to say. He just wasn't able to do that. And then Dev kicked up enough for him to kind of keep him honest. And again, if you did enough to make a guy think he was supposed to take the 12th round off, you did something right, man. Because I don't know how he ever thought that. And again, he did it in the Tio fight too. Lost the 12th round. So it's like he's showing a tendency to do this in fights. And again, I don't know if that's privilege. I don't know if that's you really thought you were up that much, where I don't know what that is that makes you think. Did you think you just had it in the bag? I didn't see a performance where either guy could afford to take no round off like that because you thought you had it. Not no undisputed fight. Biggest fight of both of y'all lives. You get what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, Loma is not a good dude. He's not no solid dude. I'm telling you, Loma is nothing solid about him. He a special fighter, but his character, he could fool the rest with the whole, you know what I mean? The situation, we're gonna blow up the channel with all that. But you know, it's like he's not that person. He's just a regular dude who's pretty arrogant. You know what I mean? Who could fight and got a different style that you don't see. You can't prepare for a VASYL Lomachenko. You got to fight him in the sparring ring. You got to already spar with him. You're not going to find no one to prepare you for that. You know what I mean? And the Tank, he'll put Loma down. I hope Loma do fight one of them, and I want to hear the excuse because he'll have one still.
He will.
I think Loma's going to fight Shakur next.
No excuses, Ash. I'm with you. Like none of that. We just want business handled. I ain't going with no priced out, no nothing. You contacted, man. You did business with Eddie. You know how he worked. That shows intent. You go there and you fight anybody outside of Regis, people gonna jump all up and down. They're gonna be on his back about it. And again, if they could call my boy a clout chaser and a publicity stunt for wanting to fight the best fighters, then I wonder what the same people gonna call him if he don't fight somebody he said. But I'm not leaning towards that. I'm leaning towards him standing on business. I don't think he's gonna backtrack. I'm gonna say that about it. I think he's gonna stand tall and deliver. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna fight who he say he's gonna fight. And if he prove me wrong, then I have to speak on that. But so right now, I'm gonna just say I give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's gonna go for that smoke. Haney at the 9 round.
That's something to prove.
Did he win? Right.
He got my props if he takes that Regis fight for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be a we did see a knockdown. It was Bill taking a hit with that barrel. Yeah, that was wild, right? Dude hit bro in the head with the beer. Yeah,
with the
wild people just be wild. Yeah, that's definitely privilege, bro. Definitely. Loma reminded Teal versus Loma fight. I had the score about exactly the same 1 through 6. Haney win and Teal won 9 and 12. Haney won. Teal won 12. It was about the same exact card.
Who looked better, Teal or Loma or Haney?
I'll say I think Teal got a more steady dose of what Lomachenko could do than Dev. I think Dev had like 2 rounds where Loma really was getting off. I think he had several rounds like that against Teal, to the point where I did think for a second he was about to stop him. I'm like, yo, is he about to get stopped? I'm like, yo, is Loma too much for him? Is Loma about to have that moment? And right before he could have that moment, Teofimo stood tall in that 12th round.
No, Haney looked like he was gonna get stopped too. Stop playing.
He got hit a couple times. I seen him take
I never seen Haney in the corner.
A little jump back. I seen some body language. He got put in some situations that he never been in, but I love to see it because he responded a certain way. You could see like these moments for the first time, but I think he ain't panicked, and I could respect it. He showed some poise, man, but it was tough.
That's when you seen the decline in Loma. Maybe it was those body shots, or it's his age kicking in. But when he had Haney hurt, it was his opportunity to get him out of there, and he couldn't do that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he couldn't. Young boy, and again, credit to the young boy, the young champ, for not allowing that man to be the Matrix. I'm telling you, if he'd have started getting in his bag and having those moments where he just constantly getting off, That's how Loma get you, yo. He start to wear you down mentally, start to eat at your confidence. You start picking them shots. You don't see where they coming from. He using a couple different angles. You can't capitalize. He keep hitting you. And before you know it, he on your ass. But
yeah, no, I gave Loma his respect off of this one. I thought it was going to be more like a Jermaine Ortiz, but I forget, you know, that was his sparring partner. So he low-key, he knew how Loma would move. But I seen like, okay, Loma, I see why they would think, okay, he was supposed to win or he could have took it, or you know what I'm saying? Because he do move,
yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
stopped
saying?
Mr. Vegas. I
He
think he
just
got to
get it all the
touched
way.
up a little bit where he had a couple rough moments, but I wouldn't say I don't think he was gonna get stopped.
And
I just seen him take a little jump back, and I seen the look in the eyes that I ain't never really seen him have. I know he was in a fight, but again, staying poised and not folding. And then again, the honesty in the corner. That's what I could appreciate now. Look, I could go deeper and try to analyze that, but I won't, because the situation don't call for it. I'm just give credit where it's due. I seen him having some moments where it was getting tough, and he let his father know, and his father gave him enough instruction, like I said, for him to just handle business. And that's what I could appreciate. And it's a learning moment where they both were challenged. You get what I'm saying? The level of coach and trainer that is Bill Haney was put on display. It was challenged in that regard, and he didn't fold. Got to give him credit for it. Just got to give him credit. You know what I mean? Like I said, you see a lot of guys fold in that moment, and then they just lack the ability to get a proper in-fight instruction, and they guy end up suffering because of it. But with him, again, it's not like the instruction was like the most perfect thing, but it was enough to get through to the fighter for him to go get the job done, is what I'm saying. And then what you do is you build off that. You get what I'm saying? You build from there. You didn't have to take a loss to learn through that. So you learned through that, but you were successful with it. So it's like, you get what I'm saying? You build confidence off that. You get into another rough moment. Hey, man, we've been here before. You get what I'm saying? Like, that motivation in the corner matter, man. I seen Teddy Atlas, dude, I got up on the screen. I seen him pump Tim Bradley up for real in the corner. And he went out there and got a stoppage. Tell me how many Timothy Bradley knockouts you ever seen in your life? Because that was the only one for me. And it was because of this dude. He had him gassed up. Tell him, give him that little speech in the corner. Tim Bradley went out there and got him a good old stoppage. I said, what? So, again, not even just him. You got Andre Ward and Virgil Hunter. Look what he was telling him in the corner after he got dropped in the first fight by Kovalev. Come on, man. You can't nobody tell me Andre Ward ain't need to hear every word of what Virgil Hunter was saying to him in that corner. He damn sure needed to hear that. So, again, man, that corner really matters, bro. It matters. And, again, I just don't – I think that's advantage Taylor. And I think – and when we move further down and, to July, I think that's advantage EJ. I think when it comes to the corner, I think when that fight gets difficult for the first time for either guy, I think EJ is more equipped with the better teacher trainer to receive the proper instructions or in-fight adjustments to make something work. And I feel like Bomac is still a good trainer, but I feel like it's the edges to EJ's corner. I don't want to diss no trainer. You obviously was that successful with Terrence Crawford, and he wouldn't say he did it by himself, right? So I don't want to come off as an ignorant dude and say, he does nothing in the corner. I'm not going to do that, right? He obviously does something, because whatever it is he's doing in the corner, it's been working for him and Crawford, right? So I give him respect.
But like they told Crawford back in the days when he got signed to ESPN that they had to let Bomac go, and he said nah. And they wanted him to move to Vegas and everything, and he said nope, I'm not moving. I'm gonna stay in Omaha.
Right. And that's respect right there, loyalty, and they went a long way. Hopefully they still good and everything on the up and up with them, but I think just Derek James, that teacher-trainer approach is what you need more of in boxing, and I think that's a large part as to why
that's what I'm scared of in this fight
successful.
of Derek James. He keeps him in the relationship with him and his coach. I remember when I was talking to Frank Martin, right?
Right, Thomas.
He goes and says to when Frank Martin fought Michelle Rivera, I remember we were on that live, and he said that he kind of felt like he could have got Michelle out of there, but Michelle was still throwing heat. Yeah. So he's like, you know what? Frank goes and tells me, but my coach, he's like, he just kept me sane. He said, yo, just stay boxing him and
box him.
But he really liked to fight though. Frank liked to fight.
Right. One reason I watched Chiefs fight, I'm waiting for his father to slap him between Ryan Till, hit him back of the fight, break out in the corner. Cause so crazy. Let me play this little clip. This was just some of what I was talking about too. And again, I play these clips sometimes because it's good to hear these dudes speak on things that I, shared a similar train of thought. Let me see if Mr. Atlas
that
is
he has
on point
character.
right here.
That he has the it factor. And Haney was being tested in that 10th and 11th. And I'll tell you, I'm not alone. A lot of people were wondering, was he starting to crack? Would he crack?
Not to pause it, but tell me we've been sitting up here talking about a lot of this. That's why I don't just be playing these clips for nothing. Like Teddy Atlas don't get it right all the time with us, right? But what they say, the broke clock is right twice a day. So there you go. Got Atlas on the line.
I'm not alone. A lot of people were wondering, was he starting to crack? Would he crack? The question was a proper question. It was right there playing out. And then what happens? He comes back in the 12th round. He behaves, as I say, he behaves like a champion.
Exactly,
he
bro.
knew how to fight like one. But we didn't know, could he behave like a champion?
He kept that composure.
Right, man. That's why I said young man. Hold on. I got another little the young man, he stayed poised, man. I just know it wasn't easy for him. I know that was difficult. We clearly seen you. That was your toughest fight. Like, it was no questions asked. There's nothing even questioned. Like, we knew. And again, it's cool to see those moments and then see the fighter stand tall, man. I just think that's dope. You know what I mean? And like he said, it built character. This is what I said. He behaved like a champion in the 12th round, which I guess, in my opinion, made the fight his. It got him to fight. You could agree with Teddy right here, right? He say some things that be solid sometimes, a lot of times, but like I feel like the stuff that is not attached to pushing narratives or agendas is his best work. You know what I'm saying? I think that other stuff, is that other stuff, but I think he was on point here.
When the moment comes to behave like a champion, and he did in the 12th round. He won the 12th round. I think there's certain key factors and X factors in this fight. One, obviously the judge Moretti. Two, the 11th round, after dominant 10th round for Loma, coming back. And he needed to come back. I think he was behind, but he was coming back.
You see? So again, Teddy is basically saying the further part of this clip, he was giving Haney credit that a lot of people don't want to give him, man. That a lot of people kind of try to not speak on that 12th round because they know they man took the foot off the gas, and they know if they examine that, it's like, how are y'all people going from comment section arguing about a guy that just told you he didn't give 100% in the biggest fight of his life? If you don't have a problem with that as a supporter, you support somebody, you don't have a problem with them not giving 100% and crying about it. Like, you can't do that. You can't do both. You get what I'm saying, bro? Go give 110, and then you let your performers make a case that you went out there, laid it all on the line, just like this young man do. You deserve to win just as much as him. But when you openly admit to taking your foot off the gas and not giving it your all, then you pretty much concede to defeat, bro. You didn't try your hardest. Why did you think? What makes you think you deserve to win? You don't deserve me to argue for you, bro. I'm not gonna argue for you. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just these fighters, man. They got to do a better job, man. But I think he fought hard in that 12th, but still it was a 50-50 round. Yeah. Behave like a champion. Absolutely. How many did Haney win clean? Oh, you talking about undercard? Yeah, man. And again, I know Loma had a couple of real decisive rounds in there for him, but I think ultimately the problem is you left reasonable doubt, and I think that's real. You left reasonable doubt. You didn't You didn't, you know, make it. You didn't make a case for yourself where you could say you definitively won, hands down. Like that 9-3 Loma stuff is bogus. Like I don't even know how you could see that, but it is what it is, right? I didn't see that. I seen it 7-5 for Dev. I'm sticking to it. I'm cool. I'm comfortable with not picking the guy that didn't go 100 miles an hour, didn't give it everything he had. You get what I'm saying? But salute to everybody, man, coming through for this build, man. Something else I wanted to touch on before we got out of here. OHARA Davies and Ryan Garcia. Let me take this off. Not Ryan Garcia. Romero is was ordered. I don't know if people know.
I seen that.
Romero and OHARA Davies. Here it go right here. They ordered this and they saying if Rolly don't fight him, he's gonna have to vacate that title. He's gonna have to give that title up. So I don't know how they're gonna sort all this out because you remember when Puyo is the champion in recess, so he's still gonna have dibs at that belt when they get his situations figured out as well. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this and see how this situation unfolds. I do think this is a fight that Rolly could lose though, because I just think he has such limited boxing skills and his trainer knows it. And the fact that he doesn't train him to win rounds, he train him for knockouts. I think they always gonna fall short because he lacks the skill set and things needed to be successful at the level they want to compete at anyway. So he'll beat those run of the mill guys, those maybe mid-tier, middle of the pack kind of guys, maybe. But he just ain't beating no elite fighters because he's not an elite guy. And the only way he'll do that if he get lucky on some puncher's chance stuff, and his punching power just didn't look too crazy because his accuracy is bad. You know what I mean? So I'm just not impressed. I think his trainer knows.
He gunshot now. He got Tank Mike nightmares.
Right. So that's the worst thing that could have happened was Rolly Romero. I think the only person he could have been successful as is Rolly. And the fact that Rolly ain't Rolly no more is a bad sign. So I think he got a tough road ahead, and it's going to be interesting to see who get to fight for this title first. So OHARA Davies or somebody else, because you know they pushing the Ryan Garcia fight, but they threaten legal action.
Record, bro?
Smooth Will, fan. Appreciate you pulling up. Rolly gonna pack him up. It's possible too, though, bro, because OHARA Davies been knocked out before. Yeah, he said he was gonna sue. They threatened legal action if they ain't get this fight order. So maybe they gonna stand tall and they did thank people for what is this? They got this they think that the team thanked them for basically keeping their word and making this fight a reality, like kind of ordering this fight. So that's what they saying is next. Signing up for KOs, man. And Tank's still the man, just in case people didn't know. That's why Tank in the thumbnail. Tank the man. Everybody always talk about Tank. One more person called Tank out, boy. Man. Hey, you got the UFC fighters calling Tank out, man. It's crazy. But yeah, just to kind of wrap up. Yeah, TSZYU was bit by a dog, y'all, at a barbecue. That's weird. He got some stitches, but his fight is still on as scheduled. That's crazy. If I go to somebody's house, bro, and your dog bite me, we probably not gonna be cool no more. I gotta go get stitched up, bro, because you got a savage beast that you can't control. Nah, bro, nah.
Even if they pay the bill. Even if they pay the bill.
Right. Know what I'm saying? So yeah, his fight is still on. There's always a fighter like Rolly that is weird, but it's hard for real, right? Smooth Will, right? I like Rolly though. He's cool for the sport, bro. He's cool for the sport because I think what you see with him is what you get. I don't dislike none of these dudes. They all young dudes trying to, be successful in a sport that you can't even play. So I ain't mad at him, but I don't think he beats no top tier guys. Ocampo is wild. He tough, ain't he? Lars bent the knee. Oh, Lara bent.
I even asked Bullet, how is it training Rolly like with that awkward type of a style? Like as a coach, do you try to tweak things, fix things, or like how do you go about it? Because it's like the style that he got, everybody said Mayorga had a weird style.
And he was very successful.
Very successful, correct.
Right.
I'm not seeing the same success.
Nah.
So what do you do?
Yeah, because Mayorga, no disrespect to Rolly, he had more heart. He didn't care if he got beat up. Now, he really didn't care if he got beat up. He came to the ring smoking cigarettes. That dude,
talking the same shit he was talking in the press conference.
That dude did not care, bro. But yeah, this post I got up because if y'all haven't heard, you know, they made a post. They welcomed this new management team. They welcomed Spence to the team. So a lot of people, just like salute to the good brother L-Dub, just like he was saying, he knew people was going to take that and run with it and say that Al Heyman was no longer advising Spence. And right on cue, I seen about maybe 2 videos, maybe 3, 2 or 3 videos on it. But this is exactly what we talking about. See how this is bad for the sport. Oscar De La Hoya name is supposed to be credible. You know damn well what that meant, but you'll mislead people. It'll be so many people that don't see the response that's Errol Spence got right here, and they just gonna run with it. I told you Al Heyman is he ain't leaving Al Heyman, bro. Why y'all just like creating narratives, bro? Y'all like create issues where it's not. That's why I like dudes that's strong in a spot like Earl. Get right out in front of that. Nobody is y'all locked. No, ain't no key. Like he locked with Al Heyman. Like he's loyalty is with Al, bro. So knock it off, man.
That's telling you, I felt earlier today, bro. I'm like, oh man,
Mr. Vegas. I'm telling you, bro. So yeah, he ain't leave Al Heyman. Nobody else. You can't train idiot like that, box. Right? You could teach him, yo. You could teach him more, man. You could teach him more, badass. They don't want to teach, bro, nothing. Rolly gonna catch someone we least expect. Yeah, I was thinking he was gonna catch Barroso. I was thinking he was gonna catch Barroso. But it's crazy because before that fight, I had him knocking Ryan Garcia out. Now I got Ryan knocking him out. Why? Because he's hesitant. The last person Rolly can afford to be is not himself. The only person he could be and be successful is Rolly. The fact that he's like a shell of that, or he's partially being himself, that's not a good sign. Like he's usually an aggressive, awkward, come forward dude. He was very respectful of Barroso's power, and then he kept praising. I ain't like the way he kept praising his power over and over after it was done. You get what I'm saying? He kept praising. He just got hit so hard. Yeah, he hits a million times harder than Tank. And then you know how you call BS on that, because how is it that you get dropped by Tank with 1 punch? You get up, don't beat the count. You beat the count and got on your feet, but you wasn't able to continue.
Bro, you can't say that. You don't remember. You don't even remember anymore.
Barroso dropped you. You was able to, get up and continue.
Yeah, you was.
Jahan Ingram did it. Yeah. He can't be hesitant, smooth. Well, he can't be successful that way. You get what I'm saying? With his awkward style, he has to have that heart, that aggression. You know what I mean? That kind of that reckless abandon that he has. And if he's too careful, he's just setting himself up to get caught with a counter shot. Yeah, Jahan Ingram did it to him. Jahan, if you listening, champ, you did it. You did him like that. Tank did it first. Tank started it, and Jahan finished it off. Then Barroso put the bow on it. So I think the book is out on his chin. I don't think his chin is all that. It depends on how the press conference go with Rolly versus Ryan. When I see the first 2 presses, I know who wins, right? You know what's crazy? Because I think Ryan gonna be more confident than Rolly. That's the reason why I think he'll win. He gonna be like, man, I just fought Tank. This ain't nothing. Gonna go in there. He gonna go in there. Where is that? It ain't going. Yeah, yo, could y'all believe somebody said they had Rolly winning the sparring? I mean, Ryan winning the sparring? Yo, how? Like, watch this real quick. How the hell did Ryan win this? Like, how? Ain't no way, y'all. Ain't no way, y'all. Ain't no way he won it. There's no way. There's no way. Rolly was disrespecting the hell out of Ryan, yo. Somebody talking about Ryan was landing the cleaner shots. Man, not from what I'm looking at. He getting worked. KO Ryan. I was thinking that too, Smooth Will, until I seen that he's hesitant. If he could return to his naturally aggressive self, then I could agree with that. But like, look how aggressive and rough he was in this sparring. Like, I know this is sparring, but he used to kind of fight like this. Now, since getting his chin checked, he a lot more hesitant to engage. So I think that could be troublesome for a guy like that moving forward. Like, you can't afford to be somebody else. Like, you just not that type of talent. You get what I'm saying? You are who you are. You know what I mean? You bring to the table what you bring to the table. And I just don't think if you move away from what got you this far, and you really ain't gonna be successful, I think you're gonna be fooled at 140. I told y'all who the three. I gotta make that short video. The food at 140 is T.O., Rolly, and Ryan. I do think so.
No. You can't put food. You can't put Tio at food because he's already gone to two fighters at 140. They weren't the greatest performances.
When I say Tio is food, because I don't believe that he'll beat the top tier guys. I don't believe Sandor Martin is a top tier guy. He's a credible name, good fighter, right? Credible win, right? It's a solid win. But I think he's food. I don't think he beats Taylor on the 10th. I don't think he'll beat a Regis Prograis or Matias. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like if you rate yourself and think about how his pops look at him as a top tier fighter. So that's what I'm holding him to that standard. Yeah, I think Tio. Yeah, I think Tio was food at 140.
What about Devin?
Dev, look. Dev. The top tier 140, same deal. Those fights are extremely difficult, but the difference between him, you know, I ain't saying, you know, I think Tio works hard because dude be in shape, man. But I think Dev is mentally tougher and a little IQ a bit higher. I think he can keep it more composed when the moments get rough for him. That's why I think he'll fare better than Tio at 140, because Tio don't have power that much pop to me at 140. It don't look like. He looked like most of those fights at 140 gonna have to be fights he outbox guys, and I think that makes it more dangerous because you talking about the top tier dudes. You got those Matiases and Prograis. Those dudes come in there to really hurt you, and if you can't keep them honest, and that bluffing ain't gonna work. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Imagine Devin's punch at 140.
No, it's gonna be I can't wait to see him there because I want to see if, you know, naturally I think he'll be physically stronger, but I want to see if he'll be able to punch a bit harder, being that he ain't depleting himself by cutting the weight. That's something I want to wait and see.
Stevenson, Terrence Crawford. You think that's what we gonna pull?
Oh man, shit. You said
you hoping for that?
Well, Devin Shakur fight.
Now you hoping that Devin acclimates his power more like Shakur and
I'm hopeful because I want to see him continue to be successful. I don't want to see him be fooled at the division because you can't keep guys off you. That'd be terrible, man. But again, I do think it's only a select few guys that, if he doesn't have power, like if he doesn't get stronger, or, you know, he don't develop more of a punch at 40, I do think it's a small percentage of the guys that'll really be a problem for him. Like those big punchers, you can't afford to not gain their respect. And again, he doesn't have to be a puncher. Shakur ain't just go to 135 and all of a sudden he a puncher. I don't think he a puncher, but I think he punching hard enough. And I think he'll get more than your respect. I think he can actually hurt you. He's not going to knock everybody out at 35, but I think he hit you enough time. I think he can hurt you, kind of wear you down, break you down a bit, and really, you know what I mean, really do some damage. But he ain't just all of a sudden no puncher. But I do think he's a bit stronger at that weight.
See, the thing about the differences between that combination of what you just mentioned, Shakur is definitely not a puncher, but he's kind of better at that weight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He could put them together better. He could probably breathe better.
It's technique and everything is spot on. He look a little stronger. Like, I was at the fight. I was at it. Me and a couple of the fans, like I noticed I can hear the punches. I went to his last two fights. They both was at the Prudential. So it's like the first one when he fought Robson, I mean, he was piecing him up, but I distinctly remember hearing the punches when he was fighting Yoshino. I was like, yo, he punching this dude. I can hear him. I'm like, yo, he lighting his ass up. So I wasn't surprised when I seen him stop it, because he was piecing him up so easily. Because the doctors I think was over there checking on him or looking at him and stuff. I'm like, yo, if he keep getting touched up, they're gonna stop it. I knew he wasn't gonna go too far. I ain't expected stoppage. I expected an ass whooping, but I think he kind of made the best statement he could have afforded to make in that moment. Stop a guy that they said don't belong in there with you, right? So
right. And you know what they say? The punch that you don't see coming is the one that's gonna put you out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that with that statement, you still gotta be a certain type of fighter to be able to deliver that display. Meaning, like, you gotta have a certain type of toughness to
Right.
stay in the pocket. You
Right.
gotta understand, if you throw that 1-2 and you might get clipped by his 2, but you're still gonna get off your 3.
Yeah.
Then you know what I'm saying, and you have to have that grit, the balls. That's the difference between what Caleb Plant and Benavidez. Like, once he got clipped a little bit, it's like, I'm gonna keep pop shotting. Does Devin Haney continue to be that pop shotting guy at 140, or does he bite down on his mouthpiece and show a different caliber? Because
Oh.
that's
I
going to be
think.
important.
Yeah, I think time will tell. He said, that's why Tio ran from Haney at 135 mil. Or he asked you that.
I mean, I don't know what happened on that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know about that.
I just think from looking at that counter, I don't want to say dudes are scared of nobody, right? They
They're not.
participate in this sport. I don't want to say he's scared, but I want to say in that moment when I seen him face to face, just look at the fighters. Devin Haney was dead serious. Like he was looking through Tio, so Tio looked a little uncomfortable with that face-to-face confrontation. Dev looked like, yo, look, I'm on that. Like, I'll beat your ass. Like,
you know what it is?
He was like, you a bitch. She was in his face. I was like, I just like Dev energy in that moment, in that face-off.
Just, you know what it is? Is that when you got a guy that got the skill level, right? And you know that I gotta get you, and I gotta figure out how to get you in 12 rounds. But now I've been sparring with you with 16-ounce gloves, and you couldn't do shit. But once you put those 8s on, I know you're gonna be able to come up with a better game plan because it's gonna be stiffies in there, right? Can you do that in 12 rounds? Can you do it in 12? And can I catch you with the shit I was catching you in sparring?
Right,
and I know that Tio must be like, you know what? There's a chance I might not catch him the way I want to catch him. So I'm gonna go out here and fight a mandatory instead.
Yeah, it just don't look like he has that full confidence to fight Haney. Like, they'll say it, but they ain't never try to make no fight with him. So that tells me something right there. And
it's
like
gonna happen at 40.
Yeah, that face to face showed me something too. I think that'd be a good fight at 40.
Yo,
but yeah, I see you, Smooth Will. I just think Tio was far more explosive at 35 than 140. That's what I see. You get what I'm saying? I know he got the knockout over Compa, but I just don't think Compa was fit to make it out of that fight. I think that was set up for him to look good. I think he did a good job looking good against that dude. He looked decent. That was the better win at 140 out of the two, but Sandor Martin was rough, and you only look as good as your last, and you see how he wasn't able to hurt Sandor Martin at all. Not even in the slightest bit. I ain't saying he was supposed to knock him out or something, but his power just don't look explosive as he was at 135. He looked more explosive down there. And I think he's gonna be more of an outboxer at 140. As a result, I think the fights get tougher for him because you got to go a longer distance. You're not gonna be getting those guys out of there. I don't think so. But let's see if he proved me wrong, man. He could prove me wrong. I'm not rooting against him. Again, his corner, his mental and his corner, two things that I don't have no confidence that he'll win the fight. And
no matter what, there's good fights with him. Like, Teofimo's a popular fight. So even if he loses to Taylor, a Haney and Tio fight will do numbers.
It's gonna hurt.
Oh, it's gonna hurt dramatically. I remember when his dad, we were talking about it, and he's like, "Oh my God, we gotta win!" Like, you don't like the way he said it was like, "If I don't win, I'm never gonna touch those dollars that I really want to touch." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
Last chance.
Martin is a southpaw mover. Josh Taylor comes to fight. Different styles, absolutely. But that's the problem. That's the thing. Sandor Martin with that moving around, and that will create an issue. But it'll create an issue that he could kind of navigate with. Josh Taylor coming forward, making it more of a fight, makes that harder for Tio. I don't think that he'll have to use the legs a lot more. It's a lot riskier. You know what I'm saying? Like, a different style, tougher style to deal with.
Nah, I think it's a harder style when you dealing with a mover that has a southpaw angle and stuff like that, because now you're dealing with someone that's in front of you. Tio you've already seen him fight. you've already seen him take a punch and keep going.
So.
You ain't seeing him take a punch and going backwards. You seen him punch and going forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's an attribute that's in within
and
you.
Again,
You got the balls.
Yeah, again, in terms of maybe finding your guy, the mover could be tricky. But think about the guy that's coming, bringing that shit to you, and you can't get away from him. The guy he is high level. He do everything Sandor Martin do, but better than me. He got a different style. I don't think he gonna move as much as him, but that's gonna make Teo have to fight more. And
you know what I think that Martin does have better than him? You know what I think Sandor Martin does have better than Taylor? Discipline. Discipline on wanting to box and move. Because if he did have that discipline, he could have won that Regis fight comfortably. But instead, he got bumped up all over the place and fought Regis's fight.
But you know what? He kind of beat Regis fighting this fight. That's why he showed me something. You know what I mean? And again, I watched that fight over. I scored it for Regis. I'm not gonna lie. I watched it. I wrote it down round for round. I scored it Regis winning that fight. I thought he did the better work. I thought watching it the first time live, I felt like Josh Taylor did better than he did. But when I went back and rewatched it, I was like, man, it's just one of those fights. Like that was back and forth. But
you box a puncher.
Had he moved more, he could have created some separation. But nah, Teo. Listen, man, you got to think, bro. This dude just won his last fight. It was very shaky, and then he was questioning himself. I don't think I'm underestimating him. I just don't think I'm confident that he's confident in himself. That's big to me. I pay attention to stuff like that. Then you hear a guy, like I said, I was playing a video earlier where he was talking about killing people. Not too long ago, the dude was just whining about Regis saying he was going to put him in the hospital. So it's like his mental is all over the place. I think his dad voice don't resonate well with him in the corner, and I think they fall from grace gonna be wild. But if he proves me wrong, then that means it's great for boxing, because that means Teofimo is back at the top of his game. The only version of Teofimo that can possibly beat a Josh Taylor is a Teofimo that's at the top of his game, in my opinion, mentally and physically. You know what I mean? So again, if we get that TO, then great, because that's good for boxing. You beat Josh Taylor and you got Teo back at the top of things. That's not a bad thing. I'm not against him, but again, I'm telling y'all why I'm not picking him.
It's gonna be hard.
If I'm wrong, it's like certain stuff I'm cool with being wrong about, because then that means Teo is in better shape mentally than what I thought. So again, that means he was just talking and maybe I was reading too much into it. I could admit to that if that's what happened, but he's gonna have to show me. I just don't believe. I don't believe that he worked all them kinks out just yet. And I think the jump from Sandor Martin, like I said, Ricky Williams was cooking on it earlier. It's not much that Sandor Martin going to do better than Josh Taylor, man. We talking about levels here. We talking about an undisputed champion. Sandor Martin never even came that close. Like, let's be real. And then I was seeing people say Taylor ain't shit. So I guess winning the Super 6 that he won wasn't none neither. I'm just like, yo, I don't share that train of thought. I'm not unrealistic. Like, some people live in a fantasy world where they look at fighters and they call everything they do shit. Nah, Josh Taylor got a credible resume. Go look at it. Go look at the dude's resume. Go look at who he fought. The dude got a good resume. He's a good fighter. He had one fight that looked shaky in because I believe he underestimated the guy. I believe Jack Catterall is a little better than what he thought. And I believe after he won all them titles, he celebrated too long and spent the entire camp or most of it cutting weight. And then why I feel like that, because the performance was flat. That's what kind of performance he had. He had a fat camp type of performance. You get knocked down.
He admitted it.
Good.
He admitted it in the interview.
Right. He just looked flat. So I was like, man, you didn't look good, bro. Like, you didn't look good out there. And I think that's the reason for it. So you human. You know what I'm saying? But I think the challenge that's ahead of you with Teofimo. Like, Teofimo at the top of his game is a damn dangerous fighter. He could be a dangerous fighter. So I think that's the Teofimo that you're preparing for, not the one that we seen against Sandor Martin. You get what I'm saying? So again, I think his preparation is going to be key. I think it's going to be on point, and I think he's going to put himself in a position to win. Hey, look, man. I hear you, Smooth Will. I hear you, right? But was Mikey Garcia in his prime when he fought Sandor Martin? The time in which you fight fighters matters, bro. Like, I get it. You look at Mikey Garcia, very accomplished fighter. He ran the record up, right? He got a pretty record, right? But think about the Sandor Martin that fought Mikey Garcia, or the Mikey Garcia that fought Sandor Martin. That was a guy that got his ass beat already by Errol Spence and was pretty much in retirement after that. He had to beg Robert not to stop that fight, and what it ended up doing, you know, he maybe he can have some bragging rights because he didn't get stopped, but it changed his career, and it took fights off his career. It took years off his career.
Didn't break.
So you got to think, Sandor Martin fought a Mikey Garcia that was damaged goods by Errol Spence. Like, he just wasn't the same fighter. You get what I'm saying? He wasn't hungry no more, none of that. And I think that stuff matters. But it's like, I don't draw it up like, oh, Mikey Garcia is better than everybody. We just don't know that. Is he more accomplished? Probably so, but is he better than that? You just don't. We would never know. It'll always be an opinion, not one that I'm going to argue with, because, you know, I respect opinions. I get where you're going. Mikey Garcia was very credible, but at the time he fought Sandor Martin, he just didn't want to fight no more, bro. He didn't, and he was already partially retired, and they try to come back, and you see his heart wasn't in it. That's one of the worst performances you ever seen from Mikey Garcia. He just didn't. He didn't have it. Mikey Garcia is better than every opponent Teller ever had. Hey, man, have at it, bro. Have at it. Over here, bro, I don't tell you what opinion to have. You can have your opinion. You can have your opinion, but
he got a good point there, too.
No, timing matters. Mikey Garcia, you have to put it in perspective. Mikey Garcia in his prime, yeah, you could say, yeah, he better than them guys Teller beat. But not the Mikey Garcia that Sandor Martin beat. Let's be very clear. You made that point. You brought that fight with the Sandor Martin and Mikey Garcia. That Mikey Garcia, that's not the guy that you're talking about right now. You talking about the one before Errol Spence. Yeah, that guy's very damn dangerous. You get what I'm saying? The one post Errol Spence is a whole different guy. Whole different guy. Sorry, the ruler was good with it, fam. Appreciate you pulling up. What's good with it, my bro? That fight destroyed him. Yeah, Reg, you know, salute, fan. Appreciate you pulling up. The fight destroyed him, right? And he should have they should have stopped it. You try to be tough and you begged your brother to stop it, and in reality, you might have got a moral victory, which is no real moral victories in boxing, but at the end of the day, you took years off your career and you never looked the same. You know what I mean? So he got an ass beaten. Josh could win another day, but the history of Rob. Yeah, he ain't beat Jack Catterall to me, bro. He ain't beat Jack Catterall. T.O. is well prepared for the Martin fight to fight Taylor. Okay. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it. He didn't. I don't see how I'm trying to understand, Smooth Will. I just want to understand how you think. Where does your confidence for Teofimo come from? Because you seem to have more confidence in him than he doing this with himself. Now, the reason I say that, because he beat Sandor Martin, but why was he in the ring questioning if he still got it? That's the guy that you're putting your confidence on. The guy that was in the ring after they just told him he won, raised his hand. He went over in the corner and asked his people if he still got it. There's no way I can have that kind of confidence in a fighter that didn't even have it in himself after they just gave him a win and raised his hand. He still needed more validation. Like, yo, do I still got it? Do I still got it? Like, nah, that's not the guy I'm betting on, y'all. What did he do that's going to tell me he was prepared? He didn't look good against Sandor Martin. Most people thought he lost. So it's like the fact that people thought he lost.
But it's a close fight, though, right?
Yeah, because he didn't get blew out. T.O. is not no bum fighter. He ain't no trash fighter. He athletic, he's talented, but he's limited because of, I think he won't go outside his pops for help.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the thing about with Teal is that he expected to be A side.
Yeah, Smooth Will. You always got to keep in mind. Let me just point something out to you, bro. You see how you want. You see how I vibe with you. I ain't gonna tell you wrong if you think T.O. won, right? But you can't say people sell an illusion if they think that the other guy won. Because wouldn't you be doing the same thing if you're painting an image that Teofimo won a fight where mad people thought he lost? He got knocked down arguably twice. One of them might have went behind the head, but we all know that punch landed at the end of the day. Man, he didn't look good. That's not a. So you're telling me you're banking on him, on that performance, beating what still should be, if he ain't mismanaged his career, the undisputed champion. You telling me the performances you seen at 140 with Teofimo beats Josh Taylor? Man, I don't know, man. I hope I'm wrong. Because again, if I'm wrong, then that means Tio back at the top of his game, and that's good for boxing. He said that's a Tio wants you to doubt him. Yeah, crazy. I gotta wrestle. Thanks for another great live. Yeah, man. I'm closing up anyway, man. Salute to everybody though, man. Andor scored a lucky knockdown screen to yell. Yo, no matter how you try to spin it, bro, Tio did not look good, Smooth. Then you know it. Again, I feel you, right? He landed lucky knockdown, right? He only threw 4 punches around, right? Why was Teofimo questioning himself in the corner of the ring before we get out of here? Because you got all the answers to everything else, right? He only threw 4 punches around. He didn't win. Why was a guy that only threw 4 punches around and got a lucky knockdown, why was that enough to make the guy that you're vouching for so heavily question himself in the ring? Trying to figure that out. I just want to know the answer to that. Why was he questioning himself? He was yelling like he King Kong. I get all that, but why was Tio questioning himself after the fight? Why did he ask those guys, his team, do he still got it? About two or three times he asked them. Want you to doubt him? Nah. If you believe that, man, blessings to you, bro. If you believe that, if you believe he wants you to doubt him, blessings to you, bro. Just like he wants us to believe he a killer now, right? Just like he wants us to believe he a killer now, and he said he want to take Josh Taylor's life. He want to take his life, he said. He want to kill him. He said the only way he make a statement if he take his life. This is the same guy that looked like he's ready to shed a tear because Regis told him he was going to put him in the hospital. I don't understand where your confidence come from. This is a guy that's mentally showing you he don't have it all together. You get what I'm saying? Never pressed it one time. No. You're not answering the question, bro. We kind of going in circles. You just stating more of your opinion. I'm asking a specific question. Why was this guy? The more you take away from what Sandor Martin do, the more case you're making for me. Because according to you, Sandor Martin didn't do nothing but throw 2 or 4 punches around. So why was and land a lucky knockdown? So why was that enough to make the guy that you're vouching for, that you writing paragraphs in here for, why was that enough to make him question himself about if he still got it? Do you really think that he was fooling people? Like, really? Like, that's what y'all believe, bro? This is the same dude that mentally fell apart in the Kambosos fight, which is why he lost. He beat himself because Kambosos is not a better fighter than Teofimo to me. He's not.
Yeah, he beat himself. He beat
himself. And again, why? Mentally, emotionally, not where he needed to be. And then when he needed help from his corner, the extra set of eyes, he got none. You get what I'm saying? So,
but they say he wasn't good health-wise.
I'm a real logical dude. Like, I don't slander the fighters, but I don't have blind faith in these dudes. Like, I really watch this. I pay attention to what he be saying. He be all over the place. The man just was complaining about how he almost died. Now today he wants to kill people in the ring. Like, it's mind blowing to me. It's mind blowing. Yeah, if you had Tio winning the Kambosos fight, blessings to you, bro. Salute the Smooth Whale. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you in the building, man. And you box, you don't know when you get cold clock early, your power goes down, speed, your confidence. Yeah, man, that's true indeed, man. But man, again, man, this was another dope build as always, man. Salute to y'all. Y'all make sure y'all sub to the channel if y'all haven't. Y'all go check out Mill City Boxing as well, man. He sat up here and cooked with me as well, man. So over here, y'all entitled to have your own opinion. I'll never tell you wrong for having it. I'll just give you something else to think about. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with seeing things how you see it. I'm not going to question your boxing knowledge because you've seen it one way, right? It's what people doing with Loma and Haney, right? T almost killed Kambosos in that 10. Now he came back strong. He did come back strong. He mounted a good comeback, but he just fell short. You know what I mean? He didn't get washed in that fight. He got beat up, but he didn't get washed. He didn't get washed because of what? Another split decision win for Kambosos, his 3rd one in a row. That's why I wasn't much of a believer in his talent either. I see his history say his 3 biggest wins are all split decisions. I said the minute he get back in there with somebody that's focused, he loses. He got in there with Devin Haney twice. He lost twice and barely won rounds in either of the fights. Go up and have a competitive fight. Right, man. So, man, much love to everybody in the building. Salute to Mill City Boxing as well, man. Y'all make sure Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all good Tuesday, man. And y'all know our time is 4 o'clock. We right back at it tomorrow at 4 o'clock. To get boxing is just due, man. Y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, sub to the channel, and rock out with your boy and tap in Mill City, man. Be doing some great work over there, y'all. So with that, we gonna get it out here, family.
Appreciate it, dude, man. We had a good
You
time.
already know, bro.
Up, man.
All right. It's freezing a little bit.